Another award-winning, thought-provoking, action-packed edition of the Tony Basilio Show is coming up next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. You found the Tony Basilio stream at TonyBasilio.com or on your smartphone or tablet. Another thrilling, chilling, and sometimes spilling edition of the Basilio Show is on the way next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com. Bum, bum.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
A few more games and we're on to the main event, ladies and germs, boys and girls, children of all ages. A few more games, and it'll be about that time for us to say that it will be time for the main event. Matt Dixon, how fired up, focused, and prepared? I want the honest, unbridled truth out of you, Dixon, right now, because we got a Garza Law, Tennessee basketball overtime coming up after today's festivities. And the great Maury Hanks is going to be in the house with us for the show as today's game goes final. And I want the truth out of you, Dixon, all right? I can handle the truth. What are you more excited about? Tennessee's baseball series on the road at Georgia and seeing how they respond? Or watching what's getting ready to happen next few days down in Nashville with our lads?
Oh, the baseball series.
Thank you very little.
Yeah, absolutely.
How will Brian...
Sorry, Brian.
He took the words out of my mouth. Buddy of mine called me today and he said, is Brian really that into the tournament? I said, what? And look, I don't tell anybody what to like. I mean, hell, I'll watch spring football, National Lacrosse League, indoor soccer if it's on. The World Baseball Classic last night, my Paisans, who were just doing some incredibly funny things last night. They were going like, at one point a guy scored and he was doing the up yours. And they were going like this to each other, and like the way Italians talk with their hands, and they were doing this thing to each other, and then when you hit a home run, you take a shot of espresso. So very, 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 very interesting. Brian Hartman, what are you looking more forward to? Seeing how the baseball volunteers respond? Or the SEC basketball tournament in Nashville?
It's hoops, and more hoops for me, Tone.
Matt,
I can follow the baseball game on the live stats link.
Matt, why was your answer? Why was your answer that, Matt? Why was your answer that? I know where Brian's coming from. He loves it. He needs it.
Well, it's the opening weekend of SEC baseball, conference play, and the SEC tournament in basketball has just doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, the selection committee just doesn't value what happens in the conference tournaments for whatever reason. So why should I care?
It does.
I want Nate Mint to kind of get the rust off and look good, but if Tennessee wins today, that'd be great. Probably not. I'd like to think it'd knock Auburn out of the field, but the baseball's first series. You got a team that's you just still a lot of unknowns about, and so there's always some excitement and intrigue there.
And the other question,
it's not just the SEC tournament; it's every conference tournament going on, because there's teams that could get hot that wouldn't get in, but are going to win their conference tournament potentially, like NC State, and can make a run. And that's exciting to follow from the start. The tournament really is expanded because every team plays in it if you count conference tourneys. Because they got their chance to get in it.
We have a great.
They all have their chance, and those dreams die today, tomorrow, and through the weekend.
I'll tell you one thing, Matt,
and that's so intriguing.
Brian's fired up, folks. Prepared right now. He's talked himself into it, Matt. That it's intriguing.
Oh no, Brian's fired up for these teams with losing records in conference play to. He really wants an Auburn or somebody to get hot.
I was
NC
visiting.
State.
I was visiting with Seabird last night.
Who's your Big Ten team, Brian?
I was visiting with the Seabird last night, and we were just sharing. He said, "Tony, it's the worst year," and we put some of this in the blog. It's the worst year ever. Literally the worst year ever to talk about expanding the tournament. It's the worst bubble. Maybe, easily since they went to 68, but maybe it's the worst bubble of all time. And then he said the other thing that's gone on that we're going to see in this tournament is these mid-major teams have been picked apart like carcasses. And there are bad mid-major teams, Brian, that have won some of these leagues, right? Like Conzo Martin's what, Brian? Is he 2 wins away?
Yeah, they beat Liberty last night. I think.
Yep.
I think 10 of these 17 auto bids are teams that did not win their tournament in the regular season.
Yes.
Or did not finish in first place in the regular season.
Yes.
Is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
And that's not a good thing.
It's a terrible thing for the tournament.
That means you're going to get a whole lot of chalk when you combine that with an awful bubble and awful teams sliding into the field. That means it's going to be like last year, just a whole lot of chalk.
C and I, we're singing off the same hymn book, Matt. If we get beat today, it'd be a good thing for us because we draw an 11. We get one of these teams that can't play, like an Auburn, awful play-in game, somebody like that. Listen to the bottom of the field. These teams had to win yesterday. Basically, these were the teams that were right around or ahead of Auburn coming into yesterday, depending on which bracketologist you're looking at. But it's just a glut of teams at the bottom of the thing, and you're going to put 3 or 4 of them in, and the few of them are going to go play in the NIT, and it's just going to be awful. No offense to them. SMU, these teams all is this that's where Ice Handler was at SMU, right? They let him go because they had some dreams about buying some land. Is that right? That's correct.
Yeah, he's at Rice now. He's at Rice.
Yeah, they fight. Who did they add? They thought they were going to get somebody, and it ended up.
They got Andy Enfield there.
They thought they were going to get the guy that's at USC now, who was at Arkansas.
Musk bus. I mean, neither one of those guys moved the needle at all, especially the last couple of years.
Yeah, Mussy talked him into it.
At least Musk. I mean, he hadn't been good since he took his shirt off like 3 years ago. That infield guy's still living off that Florida Gulf Coast year. Was that 2013?
So if you
15 years ago.
So if you have some dreams about buying some land, waterside contracting, check out these teams. SMU, who the Andy Enfield guy ended up getting that job. He can't coach a lick. I think he's married to like a model, though, which you have to give him credit. And wasn't Andy Enfield the guy, Bri, that was over Dunk City, which was
that's him.
I said, we're going to Dunk City. Here we come. I said, we're going to Dunk City. Gonna have
the late Keith Hatfield cannot stand him for some reason.
We're going to Dunk City. What a great run. Hoosier Vol Ryan, who is really a Hoosier, and I'll lay this one at his feet. His Indiana guys yesterday. I'm working on the blog, right? I'm like, well, that game's not final. Can I count it as a loss? And I look over, Matt, and they're down like 75-52 with 5 minutes left. Yeah, Hoosier Vol Ryan, I didn't even look at the final. I counted that as a loss. Ewad Cincinnati boys. They did. Go ahead, Bri. Bri loves this.
They've lost like 7 straight to Northwestern.
Good gosh. Oh my.
They win the national championship in football, and then they lose 7 straight to Northwestern in basketball. That's where their athletic program is at right now.
We're going to Dunk City. Going to have some. And to Matt's point, a bunch of the really good mid-major teams have gotten beat. There's at the bottom of the Czar's piece, I wrote a very interesting paragraph that I'd like to encourage you to check out. And it talks about the pay to play and how much you got to pay if you want to play, and how many teams are playing with $9 million payrolls in the deal. To show you how expensive it's gotten, 2 years ago, Tennessee's payroll was $3 million. The year they got Dalton Knecht, they got him for $400,000. Dalton Knecht's $4.5 million player right now. Tennessee's involved with a guy with a Power 4 league that wants $4.5 million. Not Nate Ament one and done money, but $4.5 million. I said we're going to Dunk City, going to have some fun. So SMU lost. Indiana got choked out by Northwestern. Ewad Cincinnati Bearcats and Wes Miller. Who'd they lose to?
UCF, and then in a peak Wes Miller finish. I mean, just Buzzball 2.0. They just found a way to lose that game. It was really embarrassing. No offense.
Will this be the end of them, Matt, in your humble opinion?
It should be.
Will this be the end of Wes Miller?
At Cincinnati, it should be.
Darryl Prue
coaching high school ball in North Carolina somewhere.
Darryl Prue in West Virginia aren't walking back through that door. Gail Catlett, West Virginia, gone. Conzo Martin's Cal Golden Bears, gone. USC, aforementioned USC and Coach Muss and the Muss Bus and the Bus Muss and the Muss Bus and the Muss Bus, gone. Texas, their bubble bopped and popped. Who popped Texas, Bri?
Ole Miss, who'd won, I think, one game since mid-January. And never trailed last night.
Chris Beards took it to him.
Can you imagine that, Matt?
Knocked his old team out of the tournament, maybe.
Knocked them right out.
Potentially, maybe not. I mean, everybody else lost except Auburn.
And that is the point.
Disgusting.
The bubble is so soft, so bad, so non-existent that Stephen Pearl might already be in. You know what I want to happen today. I've made peace with it. You know I want to leave you. But we're going to refuse to let these guys go today. Because I know what we're going to do. We're going to go down there and win 2 or 3 games and grind ourselves into the ground. Grind ourselves into fine powder. And Florida will smash and grab whatever's left. That'll be our reward for winning a couple of games here. And, Matt, we win today. Stephen Pearl still gets in.
Oh, that will be. I mean, they had to win yesterday just to guarantee finishing with a winning record.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, I guess if they lose today and lose a playing game or whatever, they'd finish 500. Like, that's just embarrassing.
Embarrassing.
I mean, good Lord.
And you're going to put them in the field.
I mean, put UConn's women's team in the field instead of them.
Thank you. It's totally... And then, here's why you haven't heard talk of them expanding the thing. Because it's Carcass City at the bottom of the bracket. This could be the chalkiest tournament we've seen in a long, long time, guys. Now, look, it's extremely random. But if you look at some of where these teams are power rated, like if Tennessee would have finished strong and been like a 2 or 3 seed, they could have gotten that Conzo Martin team. By way of their upset, if they go on and win their conference tournament, that is so under the radar that he's back in college basketball. Matt, how aware of Conzo Martin night in and night out? What do you think, Matt?
I've checked how Missouri State's doing like 3 or 4 times throughout the season.
Yeah, they're so off my radar, man.
I mean, they're invisible.
They're invisible.
I mean, they're totally invisible.
And I would have, like, at one time, I would have really cared, about Conzo, who I like, by the way. Janoy Krishna, he is our first, he gets a 10-minute misconduct. He said that I'm on here because I'm too lazy to want to do post-game shows. Hey, Janoy, shut the hell up. You're in the 10-minute timeout, and you're talking too much over on the YouTube. You're annoying me. So you get a 10-minute misconduct for too many comments. You've been gnawing on me since you got on here. And you get a 10-minute misconduct for being generally a clown. No offense. So SMU, Indiana, Cincinnati, West Virginia, California, USC, Texas, and shout out to the Sutlifs, Oklahoma State, all needed wins yesterday, and every one of them, Bri, poo-pooed in the bed. I mean, what are we doing, Bri? What are we doing?
That's why this is so intriguing to see all these teams just completely not handle the moment well, and all the gnashing of teeth. I love it.
You're carrying Keith Hatfield's legacy by really enjoying very below average basketball.
Yes, and we listen. And
I'm doing a John Rothstein intervention, Tom.
Well, listen, I'll tell you this.
Sicko.
I'll tell you this. Tennessee Lee sent me a text. He said, "Tony, it's my time." I love it. I said, "Hey, lift me up with your energy. Lift me up with your passion, because conference tournament week is just something I do not feel. It feels like, Matt, conference championship games in football, especially with what we've done in the transfer portal era, especially with what's happened in these mid-major leagues where the really decent teams are getting upset because it's so random. And now you're going to have, if you look at some of the teams that have gotten through, I'm not joking, it's going to be slaughteration this year early in the tournament, unless crazy things happen. Because Matt's right. There have been some
really
teams.
Odd. Yeah.
It's
really
sad.
Weird matchup. Yeah.
It's sad. I mean, really.
I mean, like that Belmont team getting upset early
Yes.
in their conference tournament, sucks.
Bad.
Like, they should be in the field over Auburn, not kidding at all.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they got beat. I mean, McNeese State was like the 2 seed, and for some reason they were playing at home against Stephen F. Austin, and had like the game of this year for them, and couldn't miss anything. But that's a sneaky team that could challenge that wasn't a league champion, but for the most part, it's been like a 6 seed Furman, winning the SoCon. And I mean, those teams just, unless they just get a great draw and the other team just sleepwalks, that's a 15 or 20 point blowout in the first round. And you just hate to see that.
ETSU is another one. ETSU, and we just played, they played 10 bad minutes and lost to a team that was 4th in their league, and a team, as Brian pointed out the other day, that was kind of beat up, which leads me to the Vols.
That was healthy yesterday. That was
finally got
Monday,
healthy,
too.
right?
They got healthy.
That's right. Is there anybody left from the Vols that hasn't been hurt this year? Anybody? Because now, today, we report that, and by the way, we reported last night that Ament practiced and that Ament was going to play today. Now, I don't know how many minutes he's going to play. I don't know how I would do that. I don't know what I would do.
Clear line 4 real quick so the guests can call.
But you tell me what you would do. I tell you what I would do. We'll get a preview on Auburn as we come back. And listen, Stephen Pearl, Hey, he's going to coach his team to the tournament. Bruce Pearl left this year because he didn't think they were making the tournament. I keep it real with you. So this is kind of an accomplishment for Stephen Pearl. Say what you want to say about him. As we continue with more, we'll preview today's game after this. When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Gouffon Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Gouffon Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years, 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Gouffon Moving and Storage are pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time for your next move, it's Gouffon Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics, we offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Gouffon.com. That's Gouffon.com. Or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Gouffon Moving and Storage. Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires. Just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Fan Run Radio, where Big Orange Country comes to talk sports. Start your morning off with your daily dose of talk sports with John Reed and Cody McClure from 8 to 11. Then it's Tony Basilio from 11 to 1. The Playbook with William Pattison from 1 to 3. And The Drive from 3 to 6. It's 10 hours of hard-hitting local sports radio every day.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Start the new year with comfort and savings from Pipe Wrench Home Services. Tired of high energy bills and constant heating and AC repairs? Ready for a more efficient home? There's never been a better time to upgrade your comfort and take control of your energy costs. Upgrade your HVAC system now with Pipe Wrench Home Services and make no payments until 2027. A new energy efficient system means lower bills, fewer breakdowns, and peace of mind for years to come. And with Pipe Wrench Home Services same-day service guarantee, you won't wait to start enjoying a more comfortable home. Your comfort isn't just our job, it's our promise. Upgrade your HVAC system now with Pipe Wrench Home Services and make no payments until 2027. Schedule your free estimate today at pipewrench.com. Pipe Wrench Home Services, trusted in Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and neighboring communities for over 20 years. Same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free. Offer good with approved credit. Some restrictions apply. Visit popwrench.com for details.
Hey, I'm Alan at We Ship Floors on Bristol Highway in Johnson City. Are you tired of walking around on that ratty-looking carpet that you have? Well, today's your lucky day because we have Supercore on sale for $1.79. 58 colors we're liquidating. Supercore is the best waterproof floor with a lifetime warranty. Where are you going to find that anywhere else? Nowhere, let me tell you. $1.79 lifetime warranty. Come on down to Bristol Highway on your truck and trailer and let's make a deal.
Gotta love this time of the year. Hoops here, home runs over there, and you've got to get your Tennessee on. And there's only one place, the best place to shop for your officially licensed Tennessee Volunteer gear, Alumni Hall. Hands down, the best store for Vol fans. They've got the latest and greatest apparel for the entire family. Hats, man cave items, decor, and more. Get your Vols grill cover, a plate for your burgers, and of course, that chef's apron for all that outdoor grilling this spring. And accrue those rewards and watch your balance grow online or on the app. We'll see you at Alumni Hall and alumnihall.com and G to the B to the O. Alumni Hall. Say it, know it, and write it down. Write it down, say it, and know it. It's Tennessee and Auburn. Brawl for it all this afternoon. Two teams will arrive. One team will emerge victorious. A few thousand will be on hand. Hundreds of thousands will say that they were there for posterity's sake. And Brian Matthews now joins. He's with On 3. He breaks it down scientifically, covering Auburn. And Brian Matthews, I appreciate you jumping on with us on short notice. And you and I were talking off the air. You know, the thing that I kind of admire about Stephen Pearl is that they're going to make the tournament. I mean, I don't know how they're making the tournament. I don't pretend to know how soft the bubble is, but they're going to make the tournament.
You know the movie where the dudes escape from prison and they crawl out of the sewer pipe and emerge covered in filth? That, my man, is the Auburn Tigers in the year 2026. So here we come, baby.
There's nothing over the last month.
Redemption reference. I love it.
Hey, Brian,
there you go.
There's nothing over the last month. Nothing over the last month Auburn hasn't
Morgan
done.
Freeman.
That's the ugliest. Talk about the ugliest finish to a basketball season, man.
Well, I mean, there was at home win over LSU by 14 points. I mean, I don't know what else you want, guys. There was a Kentucky win now. We did enjoy that at Neville, 75-74. And the coach almost had a meltdown afterwards, which I enjoy being in that postgame very much. I love it when coaches kind of lose their mind in postgame press conferences for no reason.
Oh, yeah. How has Stephen been first year to cover? How's his
Actually, I like covering Stephen. He's a very likable person from a coach to a reporter standpoint. Gives good answers, is pretty polite, most of the time. And when he's short for whatever reason, you notice it. So, I've dealt with much worse coaches in my time, much worse. So that's been good. And, I think his team is still competing for him right now. They're still playing reasonably hard, not all the time, but they stepped up in the second half against State and won that game. And we'll see what it looks like here in a few more hours.
It is extremely fun to think about just the bottom of that bubble and how they've got to put somebody in. How excited are Auburn fans about? They went to the Final Four last year. Obviously, the Bruce Pearl run is over. It's such a weird dynamic there. You and I were talking off the air. They, to the uninitiated, they did not turn the NIL funds loose for Bruce after making the Final Four. And I don't know if that was part of the reason he just walked away, or he was just tired, or he wants to get into politics, or whatever his next move is, or he just wanted to exit at a time where he can hand it to his son, or all the above. But obviously he walked away from this team not thinking they were an NCAA tournament team, and really they weren't, except that the rest of college basketball at the bottom just kind of collapsed. So from that perspective, explain to me why Auburn didn't turn the NIL funds loose after making the Final Four. You would think they'd be at the height of excitement, but they actually had guys like picked off the roster. Really strange.
Yeah, it is, and I think Auburn was middle of the pack SEC-wise in basketball, and I think most of their money went to football, as most SEC schools do. But I think Auburn was hurt in that they only returned one player, and they had to pay to keep Todd Pettiford because he went to the NBA. He went through the NBA process and really performed really well. So that raised his price a little bit. And then they had to go out and sign 10 players. And, it's one thing to go out and sign 2 or 3 really good players. It's another to sign 10. And I think that was tough. And I think they missed on too many players to be an elite competitive type team this year. And we'll see if he can keep 4 to 6 after this season and maybe balance out the number he brings in a little bit better. And maybe he can pick a little bit more quality of a player.
Because surely this year they have like a hodgepodge is what you would call their roster. And really, at the end of the day, to even get around 500 is an okay job with what they inherited. And if they get this thing into the NCAA tournament, it's going to be it's going to be 2 things. It's going to be kind of a compliment to Stephen Pearl, but it's really going to be sort of an indictment on the bottom of college basketball. And it should really quiet when you look at the bottom of that, when you look at the bubble right now. And the way these teams are performing, let's all shut up about putting 76 teams in, with all due respect to Greg Sankey.
If Auburn can poop all over the NCAA tournament and keep it at 68 for the next 10 years, I mean, Auburn deserves like a gold medal for that. So we're all rooting for that. It is the worst bubble I think I've seen in quite a while, although I'm not a bubble expert by any means. But it seems pretty bad, and especially if Auburn is now a favorite to get in. But, we shall see.
What's been your sense of Elijah Freeman this year, who's a kid that played right up the road here, and they reached some really high heights during his time with the Rail Splitters right up the road at Lincoln Memorial. Tennessee got involved with him last year, may get involved with him this offseason. Who knows, the way these things go. What's been your sense of Elijah and the way he's fit in there?
Very athletic. Right, can jump out of the gym, has probably the biggest upside on anybody on Auburn's team. He's a 6'5", 6'6" type guard, needs to put on some weight, needs to be a little bit more aggressive in the way he plays. But when he does play really hard, he can be a guy that can get steals, play really good defense. He can be a guy that can drive. And he needs to work on that three-point shot. If he can become a better, more consistent three-point shooter, that opens everything up for him. So I think he's a guy that's still in that development part of his growth. In high school, I think he grew like 5 or 6 inches the last year or two. And, that adjusting to that, has been a process for him. But he has certainly played better the last, say, third of the season. And maybe he's 6'7", 6'8". I mean, that's 6'5", but he's bigger than that.
It's interesting, yeah. And those guys that grow, it's like they've got to grow into their body. Their game has to grow into their growth, because that's what happened with him. Like, we were all wondering, how in the world is this guy at Lincoln Memorial? And the truth is, he just sprouted up. He had a late growth spurt. Hey, Matt Dixon, jump in here as Brian Matthews joins. We get a preview of a game that he and I are kind of tongue-in-cheekly saying that we're both looking forward to. Look, it is not my job to get on the SEC network and sell for the SEC. God bless the Kentucky fans that were in attendance yesterday watching their team and other games. I don't know how they do it, but Dixon, when you're sitting there last night and you're watching that Oklahoma game in the late-night window, or some of the action that happened last night, Matt, I say God bless you to those people. And get a life. 2 things I say. What do you think?
I tried to watch Oklahoma and South Carolina and just couldn't. I watched about 3 minutes of that, and that was it.
I mean, you feel dirty. It's almost like I would rather watch The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, Love Island. I mean, you
You're naming all my favorites.
You think of the dumbest thing on television, all petite wrestling, AEW. Matt, talk to our guest about today's game, Brian Matthews.
Yeah, just the drop off defensively from Auburn's probably been the biggest surprise to me because Stephen Pearl, the defensive mind of the previous years, has that kind of been the narrative. But why is it that Auburn it just seems like they just go really in and out and are mostly just out on defending, and they just give up open shots all the time.
Yeah, and I would say that Stephen talks about nothing. Doesn't talk about anything more than he does about their closeouts on 3-point shots. Like, he just talks about that all the time and how bad it is and how they keep working on it over and over again. I just think they went out and didn't sign enough good defensive players, right? Keyshawn Hall is a wonderful offensive player, but he just doesn't play a lick of defense. Todd Pettiford, 6'1", has improved defensively, but I wouldn't say he's above average defensively. And then Kevin Overton is probably Auburn's best perimeter defender. He's a 6'5", 200-pound kid, but still has some work to do there. They're just not – they don't have enough of those 6'6", long guys that really just get in your face and just really know how to defend. They don't have a rim protector like they had, 2 of them last year. So I think all those things are something they're going to address in the portal as soon as the season's over. But right now I think they're just lacking in the talent area there. I would not put that part of Auburn's struggles on Stephen and his staff. I just think I guess evaluation, they mmade some mistakes there.
But it's what you inherit. And again, they put they really. I mean, I'm just telling you the inside stuff on Bruce is they turned the spigot off on him. It was just really strange. You make a Final Four, and you turn a spigot off on a guy. I mean, and then he just leaves. How surprised were you when he did that? Now that we look back several months.
Well, I wasn't surprised at all because down here we heard for months that he was considering running for Senate to replace Tuberville, who's running for governor, that he wanted to arrange it so his son would get the job. So we knew this was a possibility to happen, talked about it, but really it was hard to write anything about it for months just because you had nothing concrete. Is he or isn't he? You can't write that story really. So other than he's considering a run for Senate, which he eventually decided not to. But it was something that really was part of our discussions for months, really, until it finally went down.
And again, Stephen Pearl's got these guys on the cusp of getting in today. I'll be honest with you, from a Tennessee perspective, I want the Vols to be one and done. You've got Ament's got his engine. Now, he's going to play a little bit today. My understanding is I don't know how much he plays. I don't know if his level of play matters as much as him getting some cardio and getting in some game reps after a couple and a half weeks off his feet. But now Tennessee's got a new malady as Evans, coming off a great game over the weekend, has an ankle issue as well. It's almost like this J.P. Estrella guy is being held together by duct tape and baling wire. And so, at the end of the day, I'm not sure how deep Tennessee wants to go. Boy, I tell you, and Auburn might need this game. So it would be the most SEC thing in the world if Tennessee wins the game somehow, like shoots the ball really well and wins the game. Yeah. In your opinion, right? In your mind, Brian, somebody covers it. Is Auburn already through? Have you made peace with that, or do you not believe that when we talk like that?
Oh, I think anything can happen. When Auburn goes from being out to in with one win over Mississippi State, but being the last team in, I just think it depends not just on what Auburn does, what every other team that's on that bubble and what every other conference has as far as bid stealers. So I think he can go either way. I think Auburn could lose and still get into Tennessee. I think they could beat Tennessee and still not get in. But it certainly helps them a lot if they can beat Tennessee and get to, I think this would be a quad one win for Auburn, I'm pretty sure. So that would be big for them. That would be very helpful. And, I don't know. I'm guessing Tennessee's going to be a 4th or 5th seed, right?
Yes.
In the tournament. So that's not a bad position to be in, really. And, they need to be healthy, right? As healthy as possible, because it's going to start in a week from today.
And Matt, Brian doesn't want to hear this. Our cohort, Brian Hartman, he's so in on the NCAA tournament, it's scary. I'm starting to think that he loves college football bowl games too. The way he's prattling on here about this tournament, but it is not 1994 anymore. Matt, from your perspective, obviously this game means a ton to Auburn. There's no way, right, they don't win this game, because we're just going to go out and get some cardio today, right, Matt?
It seems like the times we say that, and we kind of doubt Tennessee is when they play one of their better games.
That's the point.
Like they did at South Carolina without Amen. I could see that certainly.
Yeah. What a weird.
I just don't think Auburn matches up very well against Tennessee, and especially if Amen's back and looks anything like his normal self. I just think it'll be tough for Auburn to hold up unless they just have a hot night shooting, which they certainly could. They did in the second half yesterday.
They did. Yeah.
Yeah, they shot it well. Yeah,
you're right. Yeah, Auburn's biggest issue all season was defending a three and shooting threes. One of the worst team in the conference in both those categories for most of the year. Yep. They've improved their 3-point shooting, but the 3-point defending's bad. I know Tennessee's not a star guard team right now, but Auburn also lacks that rim protector. They don't have certainly as many bigs as talented as Tennessee. So this team will have to out hustle Tennessee to really stay even on the boards, and that's something Auburn isn't always able to do.
The great Brian Matthews. If folks want to follow along, how do they do so? I'd love to get you back in a few weeks. Talk some spring.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah.
Because listen, man, spring ball, and we got us a quarterback battle here. You got a high-priced quarterback there.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Athletic did a thing where they were talking about the hire, and they do this thing where they talk about with unspoken with these sources in the league. I mean, whatever. I'm going to trust that stuff's real, but a lot of those people said the hire that really surprised them was Auburn deciding to go ahead and employ the guy we call Der Kommissar, Comrade Golish. He's a great story, man. What are the early returns on the Comrade? Talk to me.
I think everybody's pretty excited about it. Definitely different flavor than you freeze. Definitely going to be running a more strict program. I think they're excited about what Byron Brown can do.
Yes.
Right? Auburn hasn't had a quarterback like that in a long time.
Yep.
But they're rebuilding the entire line of scrimmage on offense. They got, I think it's 14 new offensive linemen to go along with 3 returners, no returning starters. And defensive line-wise, there's no returning starters either. So they're reviewing both those. And, you can be as good as you want at the skill positions. If you don't have the line of scrimmage, you're going to get your tail whipped in the SEC. So we will see how those areas develop for Auburn, starting with spring practice getting underway on Tuesday.
Tell the living listener where they can find you, and I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Check us out, auburnsports.com, part of the On3 Network and Rivals. You can find me on Twitter /X at BMATAU, and we'll have full coverage of course, the SEC tournament, NCAA tournament, if Auburn makes it. Baseball's got their opening series this week in Missouri.
That's great.
And spring practice starts in 5 more days.
You got to sweep that Missouri bunch. You got to get your wins where you can get them,
That's right. That's right.
B-Matt, thank you. Good talking to you.
Hey, appreciate you guys. Take care.
Great Brian Matthews. He is hey, Matt, he told me off the air. I said, Brian, are you fired up, focused? I'm just doing my thing. Are you fired up? He goes, yeah, I'm so fired up, focused, prepared that I'm here in Auburn. He said, I wouldn't waste gas on that. Brian's tournament.
Why leave the plains to go to the West?
Brian's tournament, man. Brian's tournament.
Brian, do you have a quad box on ESPN Plus right now? What are the updates?
Yeah, give me some updates here, Brian. Give me a scav. Give me scav.
How well is Missouri shooting in pregame warm-ups?
Massachusetts leads Miami of Ohio 30-29 with about 4 minutes to go in the half.
Thank you. Who is that? Massachusetts against who?
Miami of Ohio, 31-0 Miami of Ohio.
The undefeated Red Hawks.
All right, thank you.
That's the significance.
If the Red Hawks,
UMass coached by Conzo Martin. Frank Martin. Sorry.
You scared me. I was like, wow. Conzo's jumped over.
Marcus Camby Jr. I think they're lead guard.
Have y'all seen the police report on Rakia Jackson and James Pierce? Have y'all read any of that?
I bet it's very unpleasant.
Those two. I say Sid, you say Nancy. I say Sid, you say Nancy. I mean those two. Listen, there's a reason that a tweet was put out by Rob Lewis. Rob Lewis got some true serum in him now. I like the new Rob Lewis. He's fired up, focused, and prepared. He said, and nobody at the University of Tennessee is surprised by this turn of events. They were on pins and needles with those two. The stuff that is in that report that she says about him and just their relationship and just the volatility of it and wow. Scary stuff. Scary stuff. 865-200-5402. Here's the deal. I'm pretty pumped because we got two things converging right now. And what we've got here is it's very, 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 very next level as far as I'm concerned. Tennessee is getting ready. Not only do we have they're going to win today, Matt. You know that, right? And they're going to win tomorrow because they're not going to lose to that Vanderbilt bunch. They'll punk them. They'll push them around.
I mean, if you win one, you might as well win two. And,
and if you win two, you might as well win
we
three.
talked about how the tournament doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, if Tennessee and Vandy are playing and they're kind of just lay on top of each other resume-wise, that could wind up being for a seed line.
Yes.
Potential.
Yes.
So that game could matter.
Yes. Dr. Z says it's a great job by Heupel and staff to keep him. Yeah, there's no question. James Pierce was, the mental illness stuff is tough. And when you have the bipolar nature, and some people have it, let me tell you something about me. I can go pretty dark on you. That would surprise you being on me, listening to me on the radio. But man, I have to watch myself because my emotional swings can be, man, I can get down in the gutter. So if that's you, understand that God loves you. Understand you're just a very sensitive person. Understand the stuff doesn't roll off your back the way it does others. We're just affected by, and we all take in things differently. But you're not defective. The sun's coming up tomorrow. Life is well worth living. It's a blessing with you in this world, and I love you, and we need you here. 865-200-5402, but it's okay to admit that, some days you just don't have it. But as Donald Fagen once said, you got to smile for the camera because they'll love you better. So you just get up and smile for the camera, know God loves you, and go for it. Jeff Dancler is going to join. We're going to talk some Georgia baseball. Let's get a few calls in, and then we'll talk with Jeff here in a little bit because I want to unpack that series with him. Let's go to the phones. Without further ado, Tennessee today on the clock this afternoon. We'll be on with Garza Law, Tennessee basketball overtime. Brian, that game starts around, I don't know, 3:30 Eastern?
It's scheduled for a 3 o'clock start,
so
but you don't know how long the first game will go.
Yep.
It could be a little after 3.
Yep. Back to the phones we go. Hello and welcome in.
Hey, what's going on, Toad? Who's your ball run?
There he is.
Had to call when I heard your intro.
You
Hoosiers are not lying. They suck. They'd have to get better to suck.
Why didn't they get Dusty May? Why didn't they do the normal thing?
Well, and again, it's hilarious. That would have been roughly March of what year? Let me work backwards.
2 years ago.
March of 22-ish, give or take. You know who they hired in June of 22-ish? When they didn't hire Dusty May? Pretty funny, isn't it? I mean, because, there was one flashing red light, do this, do this, do this, do this. It's obvious. Nah, we ain't going to do that. We're just going to self-impose stink at something we allegedly care about for another decade. And then, let's do this, like Brian
and tie ourselves to one of our own, like you said. Tie ourselves to a legacy player. It sounds familiar. Lady Vols, are you listening? And then go make an ill-fated hire. And how you crap out like that in one of the worst bubbles and memories. I mean, listen, I'm doing the blog last night. I got to put that thing to bed so I can get decent modicum of sleep anyway. And I look over at your score, and it's literally like 75 to 50 something to a bad Northwestern team, a bad team.
Well, Indiana's a bad team, but look, Tone, people can say I don't believe you. I've watched maybe 2 or 3 Indiana basketball games since they retained Woodson. That 1 year too many. It's just, Nebraska football comes to mind. You say Lady Vol basketball, never thought of that. The difference with Nebraska football is they're trying. It just nothing works for them. I wonder how serious Indiana is, but I gotta push back on you, Tone, on this. Don't you want to win every game you can win in March? I don't understand why it's an either or. We have to sacrifice this tournament for the next tournament. Big old DJ Burns and North Carolina State got hot. Did they win the ACC that year or finish second and then went to the Final Four?
This Tennessee team is so beat up. Estrella's next time on the floor, when he gets off the floor, could be his last. Ament right now is nursing an on-again, off-again ankle injury that's been going on since December. Now you've got Evans, who played the other day in the game, and I think is a solution at your 2 guard when you get into tournament play, who's got an ankle issue. These guys are extremely ginger, and I want them out of that tournament today. That's my answer. I'm sorry. I never cheer against my team. D. Wayne Light, I love you. D. Wayne Light, I talked yesterday to Les Thatcher. It's incredible. The guy's a legend. Thank you, D. Wayne Light. And D. Light said, you got to cheer for me this weekend. And I love you, D. Light. But when the game tips off, I'm going to cheer for the Vols today. But we all are. But right now, if we lose, and I'm going to come on the post-game show and say, get off our feet. That's going to be the message. Get off our feet, and let's let these other teams beat each other up this weekend. We did the right thing, Spike Lee, the smart thing, Spike Lee.
But, Tone, won't we be just as banged up next week or a modicum better?
Matt, what do you say to that?
I mean, I like in the moment, I want Tennessee to win these games, but like it won't bother me when they lose in the SEC tournament. I mean, Barnes has been the best coach Tennessee's had in the deal by a wide margin.
Yes.
They do seem to, the years that you kind of want to bow out early, they seem to make a run. The years that they might need to win a couple of games to build momentum, they tend to not to. It is kind of weird, but I think they'll definitely win today, and then we'll see about that Vandy game, which has some intrigue to me. But I don't know. Like, you want to win in the moment when it starts as a competitor, but ultimately it unfortunately it just doesn't seem to matter for the selection committee.
Well, out the door, Tone, to your Hoosier ball Ron, who's really Hoosier comment. I gotta tease you a little bit. If your Temple Owls would have hired Jay Wright on accident as opposed to Villanova, are you really telling me you wouldn't be repping the Temple Owls?
I still rep them. I love Temple Owls. I grew up watching the Temple Owls. I still rep them.
Yeah, that's my defense for old Signetti. That you can call me Hoosier all you want.
No. You don't.
You would too if it happened to you.
I don't. Hey, listen, I don't judge anybody for cheering for who they cheer for, and I don't give you a hard time. Look, some of these guys that are over on that chat board, and some of these Twitiots.
They're fun to talk to, though. I love talking to them during the
They're miserable.
It's so fun.
The Twitiots, I mean, that's the toilet of the internet. Every once in a while, you got to clean your toilet bowl. Thank you, brother. Good talking to you. Thank you. I mean, not to get too graphic for those of you getting ready to eat. East Tennessee says you always play to win. I didn't say you didn't play to win. You know? I didn't, you know. My thing is, today, you always cheer for your team. Again, the best thing for them would be to get down there and play one game and get out of there. First of all, they'd be a 6 seed instead of a 5, probably. When you look at who the 11 seeds are going to be, it's the softest thing in the world. If you can't beat one of those teams, then forget about it. You don't belong in the tournament. I mean, the back of the field is a total mess. So, from my perspective, Negadave's on here saying you play to win. That's great. And then what if you grind yourself into the ground, Matt, and get another guy hurt, and then you bow out in the first round next week because you ground yourself into the ground, right? Right, Matt? That's sort of where I'm at.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you're going to grind yourself into the ground, so to speak, but the risk of injury, especially with Ament, and I guess Estrella, as you pointed out, that's the risk you take. But I mean, if you're playing, you'd like to win, but yeah, it's that injury risk, especially with Ament, but is because obviously he's the key. Without him, you're not gonna do anything in the tournament.
I want to shout out Rodney Kraft over on our YouTube chat. And by the way, if you're wondering how YouTube works, you can see the comments while the show's going on. You can't read the comments. Like when you go back rewatch YouTube, like some people do, you can't read the comments then. Like right now, there are 165 people in the room. They can all read the comments as the show's going along. But you don't get the live comments the way that interface is designed. When you go back and rewatch the show, people ask me, like, where are the comments? You have to jump in there while the show's going on. But Rodney has jumped in and has shared with us that he recently went for an eye exam. He went to get eyeglasses. And he discovered that he has a tumor, that he has a melanoma, an eye cancer. And so, Rodney, I'm going to ask the praying people in our audience to remember Rodney Kraft. And please pray for him so he can recover. As we'll go back to our phones, Jeff Dancler is going to join, who's one of John Adams' boys. Jeff Dancler is. Hello and welcome in. You're on our Thursday edition. Garza Law, Tennessee basketball overtime after today's game.
Tony, what's up? Grant, Birmingham.
Grant, talk to me.
Tony, I'm going to have to disagree with you a little bit here.
Hit it. It's your dime, your dance floor, brother.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying about not. And I would say I would do think it's in our best interest to not be there for 4 days. I think four games in 4 days, that could be pushing it. But I would say, for one, we need to get back to this team needs to get back to having a taste of winning in close games against teams with a pulse. We haven't won a game against a team with a pulse since we beat Vanderbilt 3 weeks ago in Memorial. We lost 4-point game to Missouri. We lost to Alabama basically at the buzzer. We lost to Vanderbilt. I mean, that really wasn't a close game for most of it. We made it close, credit to us at the end. So that's one thing, and we really just haven't been great in close games all year. We've obviously won a few of them. And I think against Auburn today, we could blow them out. We'll see. But, I mean, the line's 5.5, so that's not some massive line. And then definitely tomorrow against Vanderbilt, I think those will be crunch time games. So I'd like, for one, I just want to see us get back in the habit of winning. I think going into the tournament, having lost basically every game you've played for 3.5 weeks against a team that can play it all is not a good trend. And two, I just think that, I think Matt said it, I think these games could help us, seeding. And I get the argument on the 6 seed, 5 seed thing. I also think us playing a 3 seed next weekend, when you look at the difference in these 3 seeds and these 4 seeds, in my opinion, the 3 seeds this year are a lot better than the 4 seeds. I think, yes, if you want to just go make it as simple as Elite 8, then yeah, sure, I get the 6 seed argument. I think you got a lot better chance that you're going home next weekend too, if you're a 6 seed. Because I don't know. I mean, Gonzaga, Illinois, Iowa State. To me, those teams are not that we have no chance of winning, but I think that's a lot harder game than you look at some of the 4 seeds right now. And yeah, I mean, like you said it. I just want to beat I don't want to lose to Stephen Pearl.
No,
I don't
that's
want to
right.
lose to Auburn. I
argued with myself today.
Tournament.
Yep. In the blog, I argued with myself because that's the conversation that in my mind I'm having. When that game tips off today and we lose to that stinker, I'm going to be urinated off. Or if we get by him today, which, look, I don't know how much of a 2 years against Mississippi State, Tennessee went down there and knew they were losing before the ball even tipped off. I mean, I can tell you that. I'm not saying they were trying to lose, but they knew they were going to lose. And then went to the Elite Eight that year, the Dalton Connect season, because they already had compiled everything they needed to compile for their resume. It wasn't going.
And you're right. You're right about that too. It wasn't last year. What did we do? What did we do last year? We went to the championship.
You're exactly right.
We went to the Elite Eight
out of nowhere.
So I don't think there's a core. I think people every single year with the SEC basketball and the SEC baseball tournament.
Yeah.
They talk themselves into some theory, whether you got to win it or whether we got to lose the first game. And guess what the stats say? There's really no correlation. Florida won the SEC basketball tournament last year. Did that stop them from winning the national championship? Nope.
Yeah, but
Tennessee baseball 2 years ago.
But
2 years ago, we won the whole thing.
We're hobbling.
We won the tournament.
Grant, you're ignoring one thing though. The Evans guy's now got an ankle injury. I mean, you're ignoring reality. I love what you're saying. It all makes sense, except that the Estrella guy, Estrella is one jump away from falling back to being Humpty Dumpty and falling off the wall.
Okay, Tony, that could happen in practice with JT. Let's be real.
Okay.
I mean, he scored 20 points. I thought that was probably the best game of his
unbelievable.
career.
I'm bubble wrapping him till March. I want to expose him as little as possible in games.
Yeah. I mean, this is just going to be a fun. And I'm with you. I wouldn't want to play. I wouldn't want to stay for 4 days. But I think when I get to my point, I want to beat Auburn. I don't want them making the tournament off of beating us. Now, if they still get in because this bubble's so terrible,
I think they're already in.
Whatever.
Yeah, I think they're already in.
And it might be, and that's fine. But I don't want us to be their clinching game. And then if we win today, I don't want to lose to Vanderbilt 2-3. We've already done enough losing to Vanderbilt this year. And I was fine with Saturday. I was with you. I think, whatever. That was what it was. I don't want to lose them for a second time in a week.
I agree with that.
And I don't want to lose to them for another time this sporting year because that between the football and I don't want to lose to 3 in basketball.
That's what I can't stand about this tournament is that you're put in these predicaments. I don't want to lose to Stephen Pearl and I don't want to lose to Vandy tomorrow, but I want to get out of there. Now, I want you to square that circle because that makes no sense. That's talking out of both sides of your mouth, Grant. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, and I think too, I think it was easier for 2 years ago with the Dalton team because we knew how good that team was.
Exactly.
When we'd won the SEC regular season already. We had, we finally got the tournament monkey off our back a few years ago. So but I think this team, let's just be real. In our heart of hearts, I would love to be wrong. This team ain't going winning a national championship or going to the Final Four.
No.
So why don't we have a great weekend here and enjoy some wins over some rivals? That's kind of my.
And listen, I congratulate that. And to anybody going, I'm not going to root against us. I'm not. But if we lose today, I'm not going to breathe fire. I'm just going to say, hey.
And that's fine.
No, and I'm
with you. I'm not saying if we lose today, I'm not saying fire, and I'm not going to be calling in and ripping everybody.
That's right.
But I also think it's fine to want to go into the game and want to win.
Absolutely.
Let's have a good weekend.
I'm giving Brian Hartman a hard time because he's got a quad box on right now watching some garbage basketball. He's a total degenerate with this stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
Thank you.
Anyway, we'll see what happens. Like I said, let's try to win some games.
Thank you, brother. Listen, anytime my team takes a court in anything, I'm cheering for them. I don't cheer against my team. End of the Butch Jones era, when you're teetering. I mean, there's a first time for everything. So, Nega Dave is in here preaching a positive gospel, like a prosperity gospel. Nega Dave is, Matt. Is there like a full moon tonight or something I don't know about? Somebody just told
some revival out.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody just told Dave. Dave told me you have a loser mentality, and somebody said, Dave, you're the biggest loser. You have the biggest loser mentality of them all. You lose after they win games. Every day in your sports world is partly cloudy with a chance of rain.
When Dave's saying that, we're in an upside down world.
Yes.
So get ready for Barnes to go to the Final Four.
Strap it on, ladies and gentlemen. Strap it on.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law. Fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
I don't know what we've done here, but we've got Laura's got a music jingle loaded, which is kind of fun. So I'm going to vamp here till we get to our next. Oh, by the way, Jeff Dancler's coming up next. He's absolutely next level. I love me some Jeff Dancler. We're going to talk some Georgie baseball and then get back into some calls. So if you're on hold, hang right there, and here we go. It's pretty next level.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree-cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama's Easy approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols.
Yeehaw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
VIP Play coming soon. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
Basilio here, and my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair, and they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms, and I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's National Award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range. And if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery. So you're guaranteed to get a quality pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from me. Online at carnesmotor.com, Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company.
From the sunrise over the Smokies to the Saturday cheers at Neyland Stadium, Knoxville isn't just where we live, it's home. But let's be honest. Finding your perfect spot in a hot market can feel like a full-time job. Whether you're looking for a Craftsman in 4th and Gill, a family home in Farragut, or a view in South Knox, the market moves fast. You need more than a listing. You need an edge. And that's where I come in, Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. And I specialize in helping Knoxville buyers win. I don't just find houses, I find the right fit for your budget and your lifestyle. Ready to unlock your front door? Visit nextmovesmokymountains.com or call me at 865-694-5904. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com. And as always, go Vols.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we've got a treat for you. Because now joining us on the one, the only, say it loud and say it proud is Jeff Dancler, who will be on the call this weekend for what will be a really intriguing series in Athens. Jeff, as I bring you in, in past years we used to say, gee, I wonder why Georgia doesn't have a better baseball program. Nobody is saying that now, as they've got some serious lumber in their lineup. They're hammering baseballs, and that's got to be quite a fun team for you to follow day in and day out. We remember those days in Knoxville when the ball's flying out of the yard. As I welcome you in.
Yeah, it's great to be with you again today, and I think my scouting report on Georgia, when I was asked leading up to the season, I think we'll have a really good team. Here's the thing. Everybody else in the SEC is going to be good, too. This league is just incredible. And really, when you think about baseball here in the 2000s, how powerful this league is, I mean, to have a run of 5 straight years with 5 different national champions, it's just absolutely incredible how good this conference is.
And Georgia's a great advertisement that when you get serious about something, you can get serious about it in this age.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the same thing happened at Tennessee. I mean, we felt so bad for our good friend John Wilkerson. I mean, they had a decade plus of essentially being irrelevant, and then Tony Vitello comes in there and turns it into just this gold mine, and they win a national championship and go to Omaha 3 times. But the thing is, if you don't make that commitment, this league is so good, you'll get absolutely eaten alive.
And that's the thing. With this bus, you either get on or you get run over. The thing about Georgia all those years we couldn't figure out was how in the world can you have that proximity to all those ball players, all those showcase tournaments that take place down there. And we saw Georgia Tech have those showcase players all those years. And it's almost like Georgia was just going to be a conscientious objector in baseball. It was a really strange run there, wasn't it?
Well, we did make 4 regionals from 18. I'm sorry, we hosted 4 regionals between 18 and last year. We just haven't been able to get over the hump and get back to Omaha. And I'm hoping this is the year We had a great run back from 01 to 08. We went 4 times.
Right.
And won 3 SEC titles. And then we dipped some. But the big thing is, getting back to the original point, our athletic director, Josh Brooks, who's been at Georgia since 2020, is absolutely awesome. And there's a unified front from this university with just incredible leadership. And Georgia wants to be good in everything. And Josh has made that commitment with the facilities. He's certainly made that commitment with the coaching staff and with the amenities for the players. So it has made a huge difference in this program. And Wes Johnson's really good. He's brought a lot of positive energy in.
That's excellent.
And Georgia baseball is a lot of fun right now. So I'm looking forward to this weekend.
Yeah, Tony was like, well, these guys are tampered around and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you guys all tamper around. I mean, what are we talking about here? I mean, the crazy thing about the SEC is it is literally a kill or be killed league. They eat their own. They eat each other. It is great baseball. So, with that in mind, here we are. SEC opener time. If you can, unpack, Jeff, from your standpoint, as you call these games this weekend, what is your biggest concern about the Dogs coming into the weekend?
I think kind of like everybody else right now, I don't know how good we are. And I think what you're seeing is a lot of schools now are playing a lot more home games. We're not playing as many of those big kind of intersectional series like against West Coast schools or ACC teams. And I get that, and I love playing the home games too. But I just feel like everybody in the league, I think we all know we're good, and I think we're a little bit anxious and excited as well to measure ourselves against the conference right now. So, I think like with so many teams, this day and age in baseball, my biggest question mark for Georgia, and I would bet you 13 other schools are saying this, is can we score when we don't hit home runs?
No question. Matt Dixon, jump in here. Jeff Dancler joining. He'll be on the call this weekend as Tennessee goes to Georgia. The Vols, outside of that Tennessee Tech game the other day, just haven't been able to bust a grape so far this year. Hope that doesn't continue. Matt Dixon, jump in.
Yeah, now obviously Georgia leads the country in home runs and just absolutely mash teams and do a really good job with that, which is interesting because Wes Johnson's a pitching coach, and I've just been really impressed with how active they've been in the portal and how they've kind of leaned into the ballpark and become just a hitting team. I'm always fascinated when a coach kind of goes against their strengths. But what does Georgia have on the mound? Who can Tennessee expect to see maybe on Friday and Saturday? And how deep do they trust their bullpen at this stage of the season?
Well, I think everybody's still got some questions about the bullpen. Georgia started a right-hander named Joey Volchko, who transferred from Stanford. He's 4-0 on the year. It's been very good. I know another one of the stars is going to be a right-hander named Dylan Bighew. He was the SEC Pitcher of the Week last week. And then it's a question. We got another right-hander named Matt Scott. We got a kid named Caden Naoki who's been really good out of the pen, who started last weekend. The X factor that Georgia's got now, we've got a two-way player named Kenny Ishikawa, and he injured his foot in the second week of the season, so not quite sure when he's going to come back. But when Kenny is back, he'll be another one of the weekend starters. So I would say for sure you'll see Volchko and Bighew, and then just depending on health, who that third starter is going to be.
So we're catching the Dogs at a good time, pitching-wise.
I think just not having Ishikawa out there again. He was really, really, really good, and I think Georgia's pitching is very good right now. And you'll probably, just like I said, see a kid named Caden Naoki who's been more of a long relief type guy. My guess is he'll be that other starter, but again, I don't know.
Are these high velo guys they have pitching, or are these mid velo guys?
Oh yes. Aoki's more of a a strike thrower, off-speed guy, but everybody throws mid 90s to upper 90s. And I'm just telling you right now, the 90-mile-an-hour fastball, when I started doing this back in the 90s, we might have one guy who could throw 90. LSU might have 2 or 3. But now everybody does it. It's the same as the 300-pound lineman. Mm-hmm. Like when the Fridge was a rookie in 1985, the NFL had 3 300-pounders.
That's right.
Now every team in college has got 25 or 30 of them, and that's just like throwing 90. I mean, you saw it with Tony Vitello. It is just all high velo guys.
All the gas, man. And the reason I ask you that, the reason I ask you that, and Matt, I bring you in on this. We've seen it this year with Tennessee. We have a little more trouble with soft tossers than we do high velo. Of course, we're not hitting anything right now. But historically here, some of the bats Tony's been able to find, Josh Elander, that whole organization, they've had trouble. And I think of a couple series at Georgia a few years ago, Matt, where they went down and just had trouble hitting guys that weren't high velo guys. It's been sort of our history here. I kind of like hearing they got some guys with some gas, Matt, on the mound.
Yeah, there has been times where those mid upper 80 guys, it kind of throws off the rhythm and timing of batters. And there was one year, I guess it was 23, Tennessee went down there, and Georgia's starter on Saturday got hurt in the first inning, and they brought in a lefty out of the bullpen, and he threw like 6 scoreless innings. So yeah, which is crazy to do in that ballpark with how hitter friendly it is. But yeah, Tennessee's just struggled all year hitting until this explosion against Tennessee Tech. So I'm kind of curious what they do against a team that can mash and can score 6 runs on you pretty quickly in Georgia. So that's going to be interesting. I was looking that Georgia's really good defensively so far, at least numbers wise and fielding percentage. So who in the lineup besides is it Daniel Jackson, who I think has 14 home runs himself? Who else in the lineup does Georgia have? Trey Phillips is back, but I don't see a whole lot of other names that I remember from last year.
Well, Trey Phelps, Daniel Jackson, and our shortstop, Colby Branch, and another kind of a utility guy named Brennan Hudson. All 4 of those guys are in the top 10 in the league in home runs. And the leadoff man will probably be a second baseman named Ryan Black. But Trey Phelps is an elite talent, first-round pick type guy. And Jackson is just having an incredible year. I mean, he's leading the league in home runs and RBIs. He's a catcher, and he's 10 for 10, 5th in the conference in stolen bases. So he has just been terrific. The shortstop, Colby Branch, is just elite defensively. He's absolutely fantastic. So while Wes and his staff, they really have done a great job in that portal game, kind of the core of this team, though, is still a good group of veterans who've been in this program for 2 or 3 years.
Jeff, you're the man. I appreciate you joining us to preview this series. It's going to be a lot of fun. The old saying in the league is don't get swept, win one on the road, win your home series. What kind of crowds will we see in that building with the nice spring weather in the air, and what kind of crowds are we going to see?
I think it'll be packed. Now, this is spring break at Georgia,
Ooh,
so
nice
we
break.
might not have quite the students on Friday and Saturday, but it'll still be a great house. And anytime you get Georgia and Tennessee together, that just fuels a lot of emotion there, obviously, with all the great football games through the years. So it'll be a lot of fun, and I'm excited to start this grind. And I just remind everybody, in 2022, Ole Miss went 14-16 in the SEC, and they won the national championship. Just file that away. If you can get in, if you're good enough to be around 500 in this league, you get hot at the right time, you're healthy at the right time, you can do anything.
It is the absolute straight-up truth. And these teams, it is a grind watching every one of these games. It feels like a playoff baseball game when you watch them.
Oh, there's no question. I mean, basically, just about every weekend, it's like a super regional. These wins are so hard to come by, And again, just what Ole Miss did. Florida a couple of years ago was the last team in, and they made it to Omaha. And I'll throw another one at you out there, too. If there's a lockout next year, there's a lot of talk that the Major League Draft's going to go from 20 to 10 rounds, and that every Major League team's going to only have one single-A team, not a high A and a low A. So you want to talk about even more of a funnel of talent coming to college. It's going to be absolutely unbelievable.
Jeff, those people at the Major League level are making money hand over fist, and they're complete pigs taking those teams out of all those little communities. That is totally piggish. But you make a great point regarding what we're about to see. Hey, it's happened in these other sports. If you look at the way these sports have gotten older and they've gotten better, post-COVID, college baseball there for a couple of years, oh my gosh, man, the amount of talent. Hey, I saw Andrew Fisher last night playing for Team Italia. I mean, he is having a great tournament right now, and he was just here. He was literally just here. So the amount of talent we're seeing. Caglione's another guy, another paisan out there. My countryman, Jeff, my countryman, getting it done. Hey, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Hey, if folks want to read you or they want to listen to what you do, share with the living listener what you're into. Go ahead, man.
Just I'm on Twitter at Jeff Dancler TV. That's my impact on social media out there. So just calling games and doing shows and having a lot of fun.
You're a good man. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you. Anytime.
Thank you. Hey, by the way, Matt, how about the tournament that this Fisher kid is having? He is ripping baseballs, ripping them.
Yeah, he's been really good. Looks like he belongs out there, which is kind of crazy for a guy that was playing college ball last year and barely played. I think he played like less than 20 games in the minors last year. But no, he's holding his own out there, doing pretty dang well. Him and College Ohtani and Caglione. Still waiting for Cags to get out there on the mound, but I guess we'll see. We'll see when Berkey gets him on the mound at some point for the Italians.
My favorite thing is Berkey's boy DeRosa. You'd think Berkey would have told him that in personal conversation.
How bad was that?
Didn't even know.
I mean, even if he misspoke, how bad is that?
I don't think he misspoke, Matt, because
no, they had Kershaw out there in the bullpen.
That's
getting
exactly
loose.
right.
That guy's a batting practice pitcher now.
It was 8-0, and they had Kershaw out there, and somebody must have whispered in his
that
ear
was
and
crazy.
said, "Hey, man, run differential, runs given up.
Luckily, that Mexican team did the JOB last night to your Italian guys.
That Mexican team last night, they wanted to be there about as much as we're going to want to be in Nashville later today. Watch us go out and shoot. Watch Gillespie, who hasn't been able to throw it in the ocean from three-point land recently. Watch him go like 8 for 10 today, and then like 7 for 10 tomorrow.
Oh, heck, that's better than what the alternative's been the last 4 games.
Yeah. What I'm saying is,
need him to get going. If you get some positive from him, maybe have Carey dominate inside today. And then just see Ament look fluid out there, regardless of how much he plays or scores.
Yep.
I'll kind of take all that.
I'll say this, because this nitwit, this Jay Cart guy over on YouTube, I just gave him a 5-minute timeout for urinating me off. But the Brewers and their drafting, they have been, I don't know how successful they're going to be, but they have so many fun players that they've drafted in recent years out of the college ranks. Just fun players that I can't help but root for them. And I don't want to bother the Fisher kid. He's playing so well, but I almost invited him on today because I have his number here. I almost invited him on just to celebrate the nuttiness of it all. They literally went out there and decapitated the U.S. and Mexico. They were up 8-0 on the U.S. Now, I think somebody whispered in the U.S. dugout, you guys better start taking this thing seriously. And they put up 6 runs and brought the tying run to the plate. And, of course, Bryce Harper popped out because, it's kind of a how do I put this? Well, it's a championship level baseball game and series, and that kind of thing just isn't for Bryce Harper.
Yeah, he's never had clutch hits before.
No offense. Well, I mean, the year he left the Nationals for the Phillies, what did the Nationals do, Brian? See if Brian remembers.
God, I remember.
They won the cup.
They won the whole thing.
They won the World Series.
It ended with Vitello celebrating on Houston Steel.
Vitello!
When the World Series went 7 games and the road team won all 7 games.
That was
a crazy thing to think about.
Absolutely wild. I love Kaggs, though. He's going to be a hell of a player. There's some great young players in baseball right now, and what are they going to do? They're hot as a firecracker. They're going to have this season, and then they're going to lock them out. Because, I don't know. The billionaires and the millionaires are fighting. And who gets punished? The fans. The fans. It's like watching major college sports right now. Who gets punished? Oh, the fans. But, man, when the ball tips off... Brian, what's the score in that game with Conzo Frank Martin taking on Miami of Ohio?
Miami of Ohio leads 54-49 with 12:48 to go in the game.
Matt, are you paying attention at all?
All these Zerbiak's taking over.
Matt, are you paying attention at all to the World Baseball Classic? Because Brian declared while he's watching every minute of that he doesn't have the quote-unquote bandwidth for it. Brian Hartman doesn't have the bandwidth.
Well, I mean, you got quad boxes watching the MAC quarterfinals. It's hard to have bandwidth for anything else. So I've been invested in it. I watched the U.S. play. I watched Cuba get eliminated yesterday too.
Yep.
Kind of a pretty big upset. Not as big as Italy beating the U.S., but yeah, I watched that. It's kind of fun. It's fun to see. Like there's like a moment in games where teams get serious, and you can always kind of define it. And I always think that's really fun in these kind of exhibition tournament type deals.
Yes, the competitors start getting pissed off.
You just see that the moment when it gets competitive, and I just think there's always a lot of fun in that.
Yes, I agree with Matt. It's like really these conference tournaments, to me, feel like bowl games or feel like a celebration of the season. It's almost like Matt's right. They feel like exhibition games almost, especially for the halves. Like you've had your season.
Yeah, if you're in the tournament solidly, like you're not playing for anything, then yes.
But then something will be said in a game. Yeah. Something will happen in a game. Somebody will take a bad angle on somebody or a cheap shot, whatever it is. And then all of a sudden, both those teams are out there pissed off. Matt's right. That's the other thing about it is that Barnes is such a great program guy. They can't not go out there and play hard today. They can't not go out there and give it their best shot. Now, the thing you can do as a coach to kind of make your stays shorter is to throw some weird combinations out there. And please don't take this as a shot. But how are you able to tell if Rick Barnes is even doing that from the sideline? This guy is the king of weird combinations, Matt. Can I say that without offending people? Like, how would you even tell if he's doing that, Matt? Like manipulating the thing with some weird lineup combinations.
You had to play stretches that Vandy game without Gillespie and Amen on the court. So basically any 5 you have out there is going to be weird and going to be a struggle to score.
And here's the crazy thing about the Vandy game.
A lot of coaches do. I mean, Kentucky and Pope do. That's how they get behind in all these games is he puts these awful lineups out there.
Awful. The crazy thing about the Vandy game is the Vols lose, and I walk out of that game so really for the first time all year encouraged about what could happen in the big tournament. That's even more reason, and I know to the Jordan and Birminghams of the world, this does not compute with him. But it's even more reason for me to just want them to go down there today and get off the floor and get healthy. It's even more reason just to kind of want that. That for me, I'm speaking in my alleged mind right now because I realize I have a pea brain when it comes to this stuff. But when Evans is all beat up and Ament's kind of injured, and he's not going to be 100%, but he's going to play today because they need to get him, like Mark was saying. And Mark Griffin brought a great point up. When you let a guy sit there for 2.5, 3 weeks, and he doesn't play in a basketball game, you're asking a lot to put him in a tournament-type situation. Especially if you get, I'm going to say my wish, but if you get what could happen if you lose today, which is all of a sudden you're a 6 seed, you're facing an 11, and you might end up across from a high major team in the an underperforming high major team, or maybe one that's not even that good, but they still have high major players. And it's not like you have a mid-major team that can push you around. But here's a good example of that, Matt, that ZASkew9 says the baseball team got pissed off in that 2024 SEC tournament.
It's Mississippi State.
And they just decided to win the whole thing.
They just decided to go win the whole thing.
That's a great point. It made them really angry. And then it was like, no, we're not letting Vanderbilt beat us. No, we're not letting Alabama.
Might as well win it.
Might as well win it. We're here.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
That's a great point.
It wasn't Wartburg Jack threatening Vitello. It was Mississippi State's dugout challenging Vitello.
Yep. But we'll come back on the other side. I want to hear from you at 865-200-5402. And no matter how you consume the show, we love you. We appreciate you. All we ask is that you spread the word and help us continue to grow as we have. We've got some interesting discussions going on. I wish I could share them with you. I can't. But needless to say, it's been a fun time for us. And I don't know. After all this slogging around, I feel like we're having some overnight success around here. It's only been 30 years in the making. But we'll come back at 865-200-5402. As I remind you that as soon as today's game goes final, we're live with you. It's Garza Law, Tennessee basketball overtime. Also, Willie D. Heflin is getting ready to drop another weekend rotation with the Georgia series. And, boy, what's going to happen with the baseball team this weekend is one of life's great mysteries. I sure hope they hit the baseball and don't look totally anemic and don't get folded over or folded in. So let's go back to our phones at 865-200-5402. And then we'll get a timeout in. I'm not sure how much overtime, if any, we're doing today. Simply because, I got to save myself. Because I think the Vols are going to win the next couple of games. I'm kind of with Matt. They're going to get down there and shoot the ball well. I've seen the script before. I know the script.
Well, we're going to do an overtime show, but the question is, are you going to do a pregame show?
Bang. Bang. When Jack and Wartburg called, and Jack had a great call in the postgame the other night where he said, hey, I saw so many positive things today in that loss that I'm feeling very good. I feel really good about this team right now. And then I find out last night that Evans has an ankle issue. And I'm going, what can we have with this basketball team this year? 5 minutes of peace and tranquility. No offense to Negative, but this season has felt like, Matt, a 4-month-long Negative call. It's just been one thing after another. Let's go back to the phones. Shout out to Andrew Fisher. Andrew Fisher, you've done the Italian Americans proud. I'm proud of you, sir. To you I say ciao, mamma mia, and as Johnny Majors used to say, adio kazoots. Hello and welcome.
Brian, what do you think about the court at the Big 12 tournament, the LED court that didn't have a half court line the first day?
It looks like something that you would see in an auto shop.
Welcome into our next call. You're on the air.
Tony. What's up, Tony?
What do you make of all this talk? Mitch Barnhart referring to the TSR guys as knuckleheads. Him saying that he's not going to take $1 million to sit on the porch and eat hay, which is exactly what he's going to do. He's going to sit on the porch, the rocking chair, and make $1 million a year, and all forgetting to destroy Kentucky's basketball program. What do you think of that, Philip?
Well, he's an awful AD, and when you start doing that stupid stuff, that's when you know you're in trouble and you're dead in the water.
I mean, he's picking at Matt Jones and Matt just did the math on his season they had and said, well, that's funny. I mean, for 70% of the season, you were trailing against the teams that could play. For 70% of the year.
Yeah, I mean, the first mistake he made was that stupid lifetime contract with Calipari. That was the one real dumb thing he did. And then after that, he couldn't get out of his way. And that's when they didn't beat Wisconsin in the Final Four. That's when Kentucky basketball never recovered from that. Still hasn't. After that loss, and Calipari was stupid enough to get up and say, "I really thought we'd beat them, so we didn't practice that hard."
I mean, y'all have been able to line up for a decade now. Not that I'm rubbing it in, but I mean, we beat you last year in the Sweet 16 like we were mad at you. You Tennessee Volunteers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the one thing I'll say, Tony, when you talk about the Vols,
yep,
to hear you talk,
yep.
UT basketball is the only program that's tired and beat up. Every single program is beat up and tired right now.
Then why are we playing these things?
Well, I agree. I agree with you on that. Okay. But with that being said,
yes,
with these kids getting paid now, when you want to live in an adult world, you should be treated like an adult, and people don't care if you're tired or not. I mean, they should get paid. They should have been paid a long time ago. But when I've said it before, when you start accepting that check and you want to play with, you're an adult now, and people don't care if you're tired or you're hurt. Whether that's right or wrong, people just don't care. You've lost the right to be given that for people to feel sorry for you. And I'd say the same about Kentucky and any other program in the country.
Huh? Absolutely. Are you excited for your game with Missouri today? How fired up, folks, and prepared are you for that?
Not much. I mean, I don't think we're going to win. And
what?
I'm kind of like what you said on. I wish we would. I'm with you, kind of what you say about Caldwell. Putting this team out there, keep on putting this team out there is cruel and inhumane punishment. Because they're just. I don't think they're going to make it past the first weekend. If they do. That's just going to prolong the death and the misery.
Matt did that. Matt did that Kim Caldwell thing, the comparison of the two teams, and it's exactly right. They just don't. Your guys don't look like unless they're playing us. They don't look like they're having fun.
No,
they don't look engaged. They don't look like they care. Now, when you play us, we're getting the 200% effort, which is bizarre. But. Matt, that was such a great analogy you made. A second-year coach, obviously he's in over his head. Obviously she's in over her head. Two expensive rosters. I mean, great analogy, Matt. Great analogy.
I mean, they overachieved in year one. Yeah.
What'd you say, Matt?
They overachieved in year one.
There you go.
And that, historically proud programs that have, gone through some lulls, but you had some excitement and they put a bunch of money into their roster, and it's a roster that doesn't work.
How short is his leash, and how high are you on the year 3 of the Pope experience?
I'm not. So for next year,
yes,
I'm not high, but I want him. It's only because that's his dream job. I want to see how he does with a general manager.
Yeah, he needs help.
And see if that makes a difference. If that makes a difference, he's got a chance.
Who have they brought in? They brought Rex Chapman in?
I don't know who it is. I just know they were looking for one, so I have no clue.
I hope it's Rex Chapman.
Goose Gibbons.
Bruce.
Goose, the old Goose.
Goose.
Hey,
but
you're the man, brother. I listen.
John Pelfrey's looking for work.
John Pelfrey.
Travis Ford. He's always a real crowd pleaser.
Oh yeah.
All right, Tony. Hey, Tony, I want to tell you something, brother. On a personal note, you've been a bright light in my life, brother. Because for the past year, my son's been fighting cancer.
Oh God.
And every day, this has been a bright light for me, brother. So I appreciate what you do.
God bless you, man. Tell you what, I got time out after that. Jeez.
Hey, I'm Alan, and we ship floors on Bristol Highway in Johnson City. Are you tired of walking around on that ratty-looking carpet that you have? Well, today's your lucky day because we have Supercore on sale for $1.79. 58 colors we're liquidating. Supercore is the best waterproof floor with a lifetime warranty. Where are you going to find that anywhere else? Nowhere, let me tell you. $1.79, lifetime warranty. Come on down to Bristol Highway on your truck and trailer and let's make a deal.
You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care, I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Tony Basilio here, and I got the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance 2026. Chad, do you believe we've made it?
Boys and girls teams start off the new year at big national event showcases. We got our younger kids training indoors and doing a lot of things to get better. So we're excited about what the future holds.
Chad, I hear the juice behind you. I hear the kids. Your program reaches throughout East Tennessee. If folks want to get involved, what's the advice?
We're easy to get in touch with. We offer players at all ages, all levels, all experience. We have a program for all of our kids that we have, and we're excited for anyone to join us.
And even some Lady Vols as well. Several college players all over the country, yes?
Absolutely. We had a lot of girls that we were able to watch play in the NCAA tournament. A lot of our former players made big runs through the tournament. We're so excited for them.
Growing the beautiful game. In this, the year of the World Cup in North America, celebrate the beautiful game. Get your child involved. FCAllianceKnox.org. That's FCAllianceKnox.org. And Chad, thank you, man. Keep growing the beautiful game.
Absolutely, Tony, and thank you very much.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. TB back with you.
From the sunrise over the Smokies to the Saturday cheers at Neyland Stadium, Knoxville isn't just where we live, it's home. But let's be honest. Finding your perfect spot in a hot market can feel like a full-time job. Whether you're looking for a craftsman in 4th and Gill, a family home in Farragut, or a view in South Knox, the market moves fast. You need more than a listing. You need an edge. And that's where I come in, Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. And I specialize in helping Knoxville buyers win. I don't just find houses, I find the right fit for your budget and your lifestyle. Ready to unlock your front door? Visit nextmovesmokymountains.com or call me at 865-694-5904. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com. And as always, go Vols.
TB back with you. Fired up folks and prepared. Look, we're laser focused on this SEC tournament. In our house, we've got a bracket game we're playing. Right now, I'm up big. I've taken Kentucky to go all the way to the semifinal in my bracket. And because Kentucky, look, it is the Kentucky Invitational. How long's it been, Matt, since we called it the Kentucky Invitational?
Jeez, I don't even know the last time they won the thing.
God, it's so beautiful.
At least their fans get bang for their buck this year with them playing on Wednesday.
Yep.
I think 2018 was the last time they won it.
I mean, it's so hard to believe Kentucky basketball could do what Kentucky basketball is doing right now. I mean, with all due respect. And then Mitch Barnhart wants to stand up there and go after Matt Jones. And Matt Jones didn't do it. It's kind of like Danny White with me. Like, dude, I wasn't the one that didn't visit with your head coach. I wasn't the one that didn't have the Nick Saban of college baseball. I wasn't the one that didn't go to his office after you won a national championship and say, hey, coach, good job. I'm proud of you. You were. I didn't do that. Somehow that was my issue. We'll go to our phones. All right, Matt, I want the honest truth from you, and you shoot me straight. Are you watching that Kentucky-Missouri game? Because I've got like a 50-inch here. Interesting. I've got a 50-inch here in the Rainier studio, and I have it off. Are you watching that Kentucky-Missouri game? I want the truth.
We got the YouTube quad box on, and it's one of the 4 games on there. But
You got to be kidding me. You got 4 games going? I love it. If I go upstairs, Laura's going to have TPC Sawgrass, Bri. You got something to say about that? Go ahead and rip her, Bri. Go ahead and rip her.
Where's John Rothstein when you need him?
Zach Mania said calling him the Nick Saban of baseball is a joke. Is that a joke, Matt? Calling him the Nick Saban of college baseball? If they'd have left him here and watered him and fed him?
Well, I hope he doesn't become the Nick Saban of college baseball, because that means he comes back somewhere else
and has a reign of terror.
Wins 4 natties.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that doesn't happen.
How many natties?
He's the best coach I've ever seen on campus, and one of the best coaching hires and coaching jobs in SEC history, regardless of sport.
How many natties did Saban win at LSU? Because that's exactly what's going to happen. He won 1, didn't he? And then he came back and had a reign of terror, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And Zach Mania will be sitting there twiddling his thumbs going, Basilio, he was right again. I'm just kidding. Basilio's never right. But if loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. And if loving you is right, I want to be wrong. But, the golf tournament, thank you. Golf tournament suspended due to rain. Wow, that's a bummer. On the 5th major. Brian, will you watch the 5th major this weekend? Because that is a fun golf course there.
Golf will be more on my radar later on. In the summer when there's nothing else going on.
How about the beginning of the UFL, Mike Repol's thing right around the corner? Brian, are you fired up for the newly revamped?
Haven't given it 1 second thought.
Well, you better, because it's going to be on your dial, Brian. We're going to be doing UFL Garza Law 5th quarter fan reaction. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey guys, Josh.
Wings!
Wings!
How fired up are you right now for today?
Well, Tony, I'm like Brian and Matt. I got a 4 quad box on YouTube TV right now.
Quad box, yep. And now how much action do you have on what's going on right now? I want to know.
I have the Kentucky-Mizzou game on, the ACC tournament on.
What do you got in that one? Who you got in the Kentucky? Who do you got in the Kentucky-Missouri game? Who you take?
Unfortunately, I got the Wildcats winning.
Yep, I got the cover in the Kentucky game today.
Yeah.
I got Ohio with the points, Bri. What's the score right now? How am I doing with Ohio?
It is currently tied right now.
Oh God, there goes my
4:45 left. UMass is up 3 right now.
There goes my ticket. Bri, if Ohio loses, do they get in? No, you're fine, Josh. I'm talking over you. If Ohio loses, do they get in, Bri, or no? Miami of Ohio.
I think there'd be no question they'd get in if they'd lost to maybe Akron, but if they lose today, yeah, I think they still will. Yes, after 31 wins in the regular season, I don't think you could leave them out.
Do they take a bid from Stephen F. and Pearl? Stephen L. Pearl. Yes.
I think if
that's a 2-bid league, that might be Auburn might be on the out.
That's the truth. Yeah, it could cost Auburn. Josh, I'm sorry, Brian's talking over your call.
No,
Go
you're
ahead.
good, bro. So if they lose today, I think they play in the play-in game. I think they put them in that Dayton first 4 game.
That's a really good point. They could always take them and put them in the play-in. You know what? I'm really proud of you? That you're back again calling. You've gotten out of that Geno Adams thing.
Well, I want to rip someone right now.
Well, you've really
Zach, buddy, I'm glad the only sport you really care about, we don't have a national championship in. I'm sorry that you hate Tony Vols. He actually won national championship. Sorry, buddy.
Who are you talking to?
Zach in E-Town.
Yeah, those guys were dragging me. They're like, it's basketball, so you're not allowed to talk about the baseball team. I'm like, I put some guys in a 5-minute, 10-minute misconduct over on YouTube.
There you go.
I'm like, look, I'll report, I'll host, you decide, But look, we've got a guy that's entered the chat here called Bruin Sadness.
Oh, wow.
Bruin Sadness has entered the chat, Matt. And yesterday we had G-Max Tapeworm show up, Matt. And G-Max Tapeworm declared yesterday that he ate most of G-Max breakfast and he's down a pound.
Oh, wow.
Matt, where do these people come up with this stuff?
No, they come up with it from the show.
It's totally illiterate.
It's very illiterate.
It's really... Why do people listen to this?
Very entertaining.
Yeah.
It's really...
It's so next level.
So dumb, isn't it?
I wonder how many of those names are actually Brian. Because he goes quiet on air a lot.
Yes,
Yeah,
I've noticed that. And if you'll notice, too, he lashes out at some of the callers. Oh, come to think about it, he doesn't like any caller. He likes you, though, Josh. He likes you.
Yeah. So do you think, how many minutes do you think Ament will be limited to today against Auburn?
You know, that is a really, really, really great question. I'll tell you what we're going to do. That'll lead off our we don't call it that anymore. That'll lead off our overtime segment to the Stars. Because that's a great question Josh asks. How many minutes does Nate, the great, Ament play in his one and only NCAA tournament appearance? SEC tournament appearance. For our Tennessee basketball Vols, we'll kick that around. It's that time in the show to remind you that as soon as Tennessee goes final today, we're online with Garza Law, Tennessee basketball overtime. We're taking your calls. NBA Super Scout Maury Hanks will be in with us. But listen anyway. The Playbook with William Pattison up next. Fan Run Radio. William, I love you. Dubsy follows him. Dubsy and the boys. Bob Baskerville and the boys. Me and the boys been playing. Keep it here on Fan Run Radio. Love.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
All right, Joshua boy. You asked the question. Let's go around the room here. Josh, I want your answer. How many minutes does Nate Ament play? And I love the natural sound with you, Josh, outside. That sounds great.
Yeah, the birds outside, yeah.
What's the weather like today? Is it decent, good, bad, kind of still rainy? What's it like out?
Yeah, it's sunny, clear outside, a little bit nippy, about 48 degrees.
Ooh. You know that was Whitney Houston's nickname, Nippy. Did you know that?
No.
It was. That's what her friends called her.
Okay,
Josh, how many minutes?
I'm going to say Nate the Great plays about 15 to 17 minutes today.
15 to 17. All right. Matt Dixon, what do you say the number is?
28, because his backup Amari Evans is also apparently hobbled.
Yep.
So I think 28 for Ament.
Brian Hartman, what do you got?
I'll say no more than 25, between 20 and 25.
I think if I was installing a number, and I talked to some people yesterday, he went pretty well in practice yesterday.
That's good.
Is my information. Then, again, I don't know that they have the, how do I put this? I don't know that they have the appetite to really let the string out yet. It's a really interesting question, Josh. If I were installing a number at Vegas to get action both ways,
right?
I put it at about 21.5.
It's a good number.
21.5 is my number. And you guys are kind of all around it. Now, I don't think, like Matt, I don't think he gets close to 30. But then again, like Matt said, maybe they get in the game and they get mad. And they just kind of lose themselves. And Stephen Pearl's over there. Although Stephen Pearl, I give him credit. He's his team doesn't guard the three, all we've got to do is shoot the ball well today, and we'll go through to the next round.
It could depend on how he looks and how the game's going.
That's right.
How he's playing.
That's right, Brian.
How he's moving.
True.
That's right. What do you think happens today, Josh? Do you think we win, or you think we just get some exercise and get home?
I think Auburn covers the number, but I think we get a close win. And do you think eventually we'll get a YouTube name that says Bino Softball Swing?
Thank you, Josh.
UMass leads 83-81, and they're shooting free throws to go ahead by 4. Less than 20 seconds left.
Swinging Bino. So this is the semifinal of their deal or quarterfinal?
No, the quarterfinals. They only take the top 8 teams in that conference to the tournament. And this is their first game. It's 1 versus the 8 seed.
And they're going to lose to the 8 in their league? In the league?
Hey, 16 and 15 UMass, 7 and 11 in the conference.
In the Lee, Frank Martin? In the Lee? Might be the greatest thing I've ever heard, Frank Martin. Frank Conzo Martin. So we've got Frank Martin still alive. We've got Conzo Martin still alive. Any word on Dean or Jerry Martin, Brian?
Or my favorite Martin? No word yet.
When you used to go Conzo Martin, and you did your and then yesterday on the air you wouldn't do your imitation.
I remember.
You would go
the tennis coach saying Conzo Martin in his British accent one year.
Who was that? There was a tennis coach.
That was Sam. I think it was
Sam Winterbottom.
He's not there no more.
Sam Winterbottom.
No, I thought only
Winterbottom.
Tennessee could foul 3-point shooters.
Isn't it fun to see somebody else do it, Matt?
It happens all the time in the sport. Just like you see teams go in and out and go scoreless for 3-4 minute stretches. Feels like this year's been games of runs a lot more than in the past.
You know what that speaks to? Teams that aren't used to playing together.
Pick up basketball, yeah.
Pick up basketball. The volatility of it. Yep.
Timeouts, yeah.
Yep. It's going to be a nutso tournament. If there's one criticism I have of Barnes, it's the not taking timeouts to stop these runs. Now, he's done it a couple times here. But I'll be real curious to see what kind of leash he gives these guys in March, because I hope it's a short one. Because this is not a figure it out on the court bunch they have. It's just not. I mean, no offense to Bishop Boswell, but his basketball IQ, he's not splitting it at him anytime soon. Gillespie is kind of a tweener guy. People on the chat were talking about the difference in his 3-point percentage last year at Maryland versus this year. He's literally having to do everything here. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he's doing the dishes after the guys eat. I mean, they've got him doing everything. Of course your 3-point percentage is going to fall. The other thing, and the thing he told me is, just in private conversation, he said, I'm working so much harder on defense. He said, I wanted to learn how to defend. Because he knows if he's going to make a living doing this, you got to learn how to defend. And it just seems like what he was telling, he didn't say this, but it seems like what he was saying is it's pretty physically exerting to get down in that defensive stance and stay there. You know? So it's an interesting thing to these guys have high-end ability in the tournament. This Tennessee team does. They also have, it's like a lot of college basketball, Matt. They also have the ability to play 8 bad minutes and get their ass beat in the first round. But what they do have is a front line that they can bludgeon people. Now, here's an internal discussion they're having, Matt. Next year, I don't think Carey's coming back. But you've got Brown, who they love. Phillips is coming back. Estrella is going to command probably around $1.5 to $1.75 million, Matt, next year. Do you pay him that with his injury history? Because if you pay him that, now if you think about this, I cannot tell you who the point guard is, but let me tell you this. It's a damn good player, okay? I can't tell you what the two guard considerations are right now, but there's two of them, and they're damn good. Damn good. Matt, that said, if the information I'm operating on here is accurate, do you pay Estrella, Matt, or do you let him go somewhere else? Because here's the thing we wrote in the blog at the bottom of it under Lord Byron's article, a.k.a. the Czar. Guys like Estrella have gotten really expensive all of a sudden. Big people with a pulse in college basketball, it's literally what separates the haves from the have-nots. Tennessee's front line this year, in a low-key way, has kept them alive all season. It is the reason they compiled all those wins. Those rebounding percentage numbers, and it's the reason they're a scary opponent, especially for these teams early in the tournament with these paper-thin front lines. Because basically all Tennessee has to do is not turn the ball over, and they're going to win games. They just have to get balls up, which is what Gillespie was talking about in our interview we did, which I understand aired on CW the other day. It's going to air several more times if you want to see it. I bet it's up online somewhere too. But he said when you're shooting and you know that somebody's going to get an offensive rebound. They had a couple possessions Saturday, even in that loss, where it felt like they were on the power play in hockey, Matt. Like the Tennessee can possess a ball for 45 seconds to a minute. They've done it this year. It's wild to watch.
That one possession, they got 4 shots up.
It's wild. It's wild. And you're a Division I opponent. You're Vanderbilt. And you just got to sit there and take it. You got no choice. And it isn't because you're not trying. I think they're going to let Carey go. I think that's the plan. These things change. But I think that's the plan. What would you do with Estrella, Matt, if you were them?
I think the easy answer would be to, if you can bring him back, you do, if it's reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's not just about Estrella. It's what's available. What can you get? What do they cost? Because I'm a believer that big men is a developmental position. So you're going to need a guy that's at least going to be entering his 3rd year of college to function. So how many of those guys are out there? I don't think there's a ton of them. Estrella fits what they like to do, especially defensively.
Yes.
So I just think it's hard once you have a guy like him and you've already you've invested at least a lot of time in him. I think it'd be kind of silly to let him go if you can figure out a way to manage to keep him.
And like Hoosierval Ryan said, Michigan's going to get in line at Tennessee. They're going to take a swing at a couple of these big people. They are. That's where the sport is going, at the top. If you get big people that have a pulse, because Tennessee can't. I mean, they can't throw it in the ocean on offense. And they won 20 plus games and counting. It's kind of interesting if you think about it. Because when we play these teams that don't have these frontline guys, the only chance they have, and Ament didn't even play the other day, the only chance Vanderbilt had was Gillespie having the type of offensive day he had. Otherwise, they're ass getting beat in that game. Because I'm going to pound your face in on the boards. I'm just going to pound your face. And here's the thing about it. Vanderbilt, through the second TV timeout, had like a 7-2 crazy rebounding advantage. Like they were profusely out rebounding the Vols. And then as the game went along, and all of a sudden you looked up, and Tennessee's pounding their face in on the glass again. Because that's what they do. And so the question is, how much do you invest? Because their payroll next year is going to be north of $9 million, which is a player payroll in the sport. If you want to be a player, and the belief is there are probably 30 to 40 teams that are going to spend that. And then you're going to have the outliers who are going to go crazy. Hey, look at all that money BYU spent. They're going to be like a 7 seed. St. John spent a ton of money. They're not going to be like they were last year. Matt, you were reminding me that Patino was what last year, like a 2 seed?
They were a 2 seed, and they got beat by Arkansas because they were like the worst 3-point shooting team in the field.
And this year it's middle of the bracket. So this thing is going to be wild. Did Chris Ment said that AP Newcomer of the Year, Connect, Lanier, Gillespie. That would be 3. Yeah, I think that's right. I don't know if Gillespie gets that, but the thing is...
I thought he got it yesterday.
Who did?
I thought that they announced that
Gillespie
yesterday.
got it yesterday? I didn't see it.
Publication did.
Okay, I didn't see it.
So that's a really good selling point for your portal targets.
No question. And the other thing they can sell is they can keep the string going, which is talking to Gillespie's family after we were done the other day. They're hearing NBA-wise that they're hearing from these agent types and that sort of thing that he's somewhere around 40-ish right now draft-wise. But if you have if you go out and light up the tournament, you can kind of change your destiny as a player as well, a little bit. But this Estrella guy, man, he is a culture guy too, like somebody's saying. He's really tantalized me when I see that leaping ability come back. He looks to me like he could explode in March if he doesn't combust and get injured again. Somebody said, why are you keep saying, look, the injury thing with him, I'm not speaking anything into existence. People were accusing me of that earlier. It's like, listen, on this show, I'm just going to keep it real with you. That's a concern of his. Concern for him. But he's a damn good player. His high-end ability, Matt, when he was jumping out of the gym the other day, can you imagine if he never had an injury, how good he'd be at this level? If he never had an injury, that raw ability he has to get off the floor. He can shoot.
Yeah, got a real feel for the game. Has a good offensive game for a big. Is a versatile defender.
Touch around the rim. All those things he does well. Oh.
Yeah, he'd be really good. He's really kind of another version of John Fulkerson.
Yep.
Who just battled injuries and never could stay healthy, but was that 6'10-ish kind of really skinny guy, but had really good basketball skills.
Yes. Yep. Negative in here with more positivity. Gates is 3-2 versus Rick Barnes. Old negative, Dave. Bri, give me an update on the UMass game.
UMass wins 87-83.
Konzo Martin.
31-1. UMass is 17-15. Also should mention the Lady Vol softball team just set a school record for best start with the 25-0. Well, 12 win over Lipscomb, and they are 25-0, beating the 2007 team who started out 24-0.
They beat Lipscomb 25-0 to go 25-0.
12-0 to go 25-0. Sorry.
Hang on a second. They beat Lipscomb 25-0 to go 12-0. Tell me, go again.
They are 25-0. They beat Lipscomb 12-0. Run rule, 5 innings. And a seldom used pitcher was 1 out from a perfect game.
God, let me flex on you. Hey, Matt, that Tennessee Tech team this year, did John Pelfrey put
freshman?
That Tennessee Tech baseball team, they've gotten run ruled like 6 times this year. Did John Pelfrey put them together?
Certainly there's a fight for NIL dollars there.
Yeah.
The football team's getting all those right now because
the football team was really good. So, no, that's just they're typically a pretty solid, low major team.
Yep.
Had a great run, and then their coach left and took the Rice job, which was a disaster for him. And now he's back. So, it's just some of these schools a lot of these schools are just adjusting to this new era. You've got roster caps.
Well,
you've got NIL. You got the portal. Not every, even though it's available, not every school in baseball is giving out 37 full scholarships.
Tennessee has
a lot of them don't.
Tennessee has the biggest budget in college baseball by far, according to a report today. I'll tell you this: Danny White's going to claw a bunch of that money back, Matt.
Well, a lot of it was Vitello's salary.
Yeah, Vitello, super expensive. Have you seen that graphic, Matt? Let's look at it here.
Yeah, I mean, there's those are usually pretty accurate. Sometimes there's some wiggle room there and some gray area of what schools count and don't count.
Operating budget for every school's college baseball program. Operating budget, Tennessee baseball, $13 million. Next on the mic, LSU, $10 million. Next on the mic, Ole Miss, $10 million. Next on the mic, Arkansas, $9.8 million. Next on the mic, A&M, then Texas, then South Carolina spent north of $8 million on their baseball program, Matt. Whew. Then Clemson, then Texas Tech, then Mississippi State, then Auburn. And who is that down there? Then Arizona. So basically, it's all the SEC teams, top of the sport. It just costs more. We just spend more. I wonder how that will adjust this year for Tennessee. I wonder how much of that will be clawed back through time. Just asking for a friend here. Because Tony, the power of Tony was he could get it if he wanted it. You know what I mean, Matt? When you win that much, you're going to get that. You're going to get money spent on you. That's why he was so apoplectic when they were calling back some of his NIL money. He kind of couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, again, some of the NIL stuff, I don't know how much of that is counted in that budget or not.
Yep.
And, I don't know if Tennessee put stadium renovation, some of that into that.
Yep.
I mean, who knows? But coach's salary was a part of that. And, that's a way to save probably at least $1 million there.
This
maybe 1.5.
This Timothy McGee fella over on our YouTube channel is a player hater and a coach lover. This guy is a player he hates the players. Big Dog says maybe Biggie Pearl was right with his Miami of Ohio take. Isn't it ironic that Biggie Pearl had that take, and if we beat Stephen Pearl today, Biggie Pearl's son, Biggie, might just, Biggie Pearl's, that's a good name for him, by the way. Biggie Pearl's son might just be kept at home. Brian, I'm back on the boat. Let's beat them today. Go, I'm back. We're back together again. Brian, I'm back, man. Are you back, Brian?
Also, look at the Atlantic 10. If that's more than a one-bid league and St. Louis is the favorite, that could also impact things.
Did Brian just
say... already said, keep an eye on the MAC and keep an eye on the Atlantic 10.
Did Brian just say, look at the Atlantic 10? Matt, and will you look at the Atlantic 10?
I will not.
Thank you.
Is Temple still in the A-10? That St. Louis team's kind of been limping here down the stretch.
Yes, they have been.
I'm not sure they'll win that league.
No shirts, no skins.
That could be a big Steeler potential.
No shirts, no skins.
I mean, that Miami, Ohio, I know they don't play anybody, and they won a lot of close games against bad teams. Mm-hmm. They're nowhere near as good as their record, but they were 31-0 in the regular season. Like there shouldn't be any doubt whether they're in the field or not. Like I think all that's ridiculous.
It will sicken me.
All the metrics and all these advanced numbers are all very useful and all accurate, but the most important result is winning and losing. And they found a way to win 31 games in a row. Okay, and that's really impressive. I don't care who they played.
Timothy McGee, about being called a player hater, said maybe it's a player problem too. Timothy McGee, you hate players. You are a player hater. You've never heard of the phrase "don't hate the player"? You're a player hater.
At least we don't get Pat Adams for our game. He's having reviews in the first half of this Kentucky-Missouri game.
He is a real...
That's some bitch.
He is a... And I know Maury wants to defend the guy because he did his... He is a poop
really,
stain.
Really bad take by Maury.
And I love
really
Maury, but he's a real poop stain in my undies.
Oh, Pat Adams.
Brian, what's the line in the Tennessee game right now? You and I are going to take a position statement.
Tennessee was a 5.5-point favorite.
The Vols go off a 5.5-point favorite. Brian, who you got? With Nate Ament, by the way.
I'll go with Tennessee.
And the cover.
We'll see if Auburn can, because they don't play very good defense anyway.
Yeah,
and
they don't defend.
Having played yesterday, you just got to wonder how much they'll have left.
I'll tell you what, Brian Hartman's locked into this thing, and I'm going to go with Brian. Take the Vols to cover. Absolute hammer job for the ages. And then we're on here laughing about it post-game, and hee-haw laughing. Gillespie goes off today, and it's just hit shots, and we roll. And on a day where Miami of Ohio start the buses, Biggie Pearl, who, by the way, I love. I said in the blog today, I love Bruce Pearl. Bruce Pearl started the fire. No question about it. It wasn't Ryan that started the fire. It was Bruce Pearl. But let's take the Vols to cover. Let's go over to VIP play. You'll make a $20 bet on that. You get $100 in bonus bets. You can bet on the rest of these tournaments. Make them watchable. You can bet on what's going on at Sawgrass if it quits raining. You can bet on how long our postgame show will be tonight. Matt, what would you install the over-under at for the postgame tonight? The NCAA tournament?
SEC tournament. I'm going to go in an hour and 45 minutes.
I'll take the under there. By the way, shout out to VIP Play Live Always, 200 plus leagues, numerous bet types, props, options. Everybody gets treated like a VIP over at VIP Play. If you have a gambling problem, 800-889-9789, 21 and over. Located in the fabulous state of Tennessee to place a bet. Let's go back to our bitty phones on the bitty phone lines. And we'll get our next call in. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
It's great, Tony.
I said it's great to be Tennessee Vol. I said it's great to be. We're in your stomping grounds, Gray. We're in Vegas today. Nash Vegas, home of Gray. How much gigging do you do these days, Gray?
0.
What?
Yeah, I can't hear, dude.
Really?
I've got an appointment with a hearing specialist in the next week or so.
Buddy of mine, the great Paul Noe, Paul Super Apple, went through that, and he's back playing music. Praise God.
Yeah, I was doing the jazz thing up in New York, and then I was playing at Rolling Hills down here where Carrie Underwood goes for a bit.
Yep.
And I just had to tap out.
So you were playing, and you all of a sudden you just said, I can't hear what I need to hear to do this, to function.
It's a little bit worse than that. It's with the in-ear monitors. I hear too much of what I don't want and not enough of what I do want. Everybody's got a crazy ecosystem with that, and that's what the hearing specialist is for. I've been skeptical of it, but I'm ready to give it a shot. My ears ring 24/7, bro.
I've got from using headphones as long as I have. Now, when I play music, we play very low purposefully because we're not here to blow ourselves up. But we're playing mostly acoustic stuff, which is kind of nice, you know. But your drumming, as much as you have, that is extremely loud. It's obviously it's percussion. I mean, it's, you know, but it's percussive in your ears. I can't imagine what that does. So you don't, when you're wearing like inner ear monitor, that doesn't serve as a baffle for you with your ears. You picked up tinnitus.
Not with drumming. No, wow. I think with other instruments it would, but drumming it doesn't.
I'm sorry to hear that, Greg, because I know you're a hell of a player.
I appreciate it. Hey, dude, the kind of stuff you're doing now is actually my favorite kind of music because it's real music. Mm-hmm. It stands the test of time. It's not dependent upon amplification. Mm-hmm. It's all about, you know, good tonation, good playing, good tasteful playing, good interactive playing. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I tip my hat, dude. I love what you guys do.
Well, it's nice of you because for when you're playing acoustically, the old saying is, you know, when I don't have I'm a guitar player and I don't have a box to punch, when I miss a note, you hear it. Like anybody can hear it. When you miss a note and you're playing an acoustic instrument, you know, it's kind of a missed note. I would love, I can't wait for you to get back in the game, man. I'm going to come hear you. I'm coming to your comeback gig.
Dude, if you hit a wrong note, you're just one half step away from a right note.
Isn't that great? That's right. That's right.
Hey, you quoted Peg, that Steely Dan song earlier.
Yes.
Do you remember the band that used to play at Ella Guru's in the late 80s?
Of
called
course.
Salsa Blue.
Salsa Blue. The great Jerry Kelly was her lead guitar player.
They have so many good players. So the piano player, keyboard player in that band is now the head of the music department at Maryville College. His name's Bill Swan.
Let's go, man. I remember Bill. Let's go. Because my roommate was in the band, John Ricci, the sax player.
Okay, so John is now head of music at Jacksonville State.
Wow.
Yeah, they were amazing, outstanding. I mean, they were the best band in town.
We used to go to what was Patrick Sullivan's, and they're upstairs. They would sit up there and play, and just on a Saturday night, and they would draw great crowds, and they would play all this jazz funk. They would play Oyo Como Va Pa 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 Pa. And that Jerry Kelly guy would rip, and they could all play. Every single one of those guys was like a world-class player. And who was the singer in that band? The black feller. Do you remember?
I don't remember his name.
Damn,
but
he was a great singer. They had a knockout lead singer. Yeah. He sounded he sounded like the dude from that sung lead on Kool and the Gang. He had that deep baritone voice. I mean, that guy could sing, man.
And he was a great front man. You know, at any given night, on the weekends back in the 80s in the old city, you had Donald Brown playing at Lucille's. Me and a couple other dudes that are in New York now were playing at the Black Sheep down the road. You had Salsa Blue at Ella Guru's. I mean, it was like a couple of blocks in New York City right there in Knoxville.
For you to be in a band called the Black Sheep is one of those cosmic happenings that just had to happen. That's very next level, though, man. Hey, shout out to Salsa Blue. They sent that music up into the ether, and we're all better for it. It's a shame they didn't record anything. That version of Peg that they did inspired me to really take my instrument seriously. I mean, they freaked me out how good that was.
The drummer's name was William Ellis, and he and I went to school together. He's one of the best players I've ever been around. He was so talented musically. He was from Elizabethton. So was Bill Swan. They were actually buddies from Elizabethton.
They were so tight. So tight, man. It was unreal. Salsa Blue. If this would have been the YouTube era, those guys would have gotten known. because they would have put stuff online and they would have picked up a real following.
I agree with that. And Tony, last thing for me,
but you were
I
in
appreciate
Black
what
Sheep.
you said.
You were in Black Sheep.
Yeah,
I want to go back to that. You are the Black Sheep of our. You go off when you fly off the handle. You fly off the handle better than anybody.
It's very kind.
Thank you.
I wanted to say I appreciated what you said about mental health earlier too. You know, a lot of high IQ creatives really do struggle with mental health stuff, and I'm so glad that it's something that we can admit it's real and we can talk about it.
Yep.
And that I love what you said about, hey, if you are dealing with something like that, you are loved, and we need you in the world, man.
You have value. Hey, listen. Going through the depression thing like I've gone through it and riding the ride, as Lauren calls it, from our band that we're in. When you ride the ride, man, and you have the kind of the ups and the downs, I just praise God. Laura in my life will look at me, my lovely wife, and say, "Hey, you need to relax. You know, you're working too much, or you're too locked in, or whatever it is. You need to get outside," and they can see it, you know, to have somebody around you. But when you don't, and you have that kind of that stuff like Gray's talking about, you can get so out of whack so quickly, and then those blue thoughts come, those dark thoughts. But I know this. God has a plan for my life. I will not quit. I will get up. The sun will come up tomorrow. I will do my thing. And you are loved. If you're a struggler and you struggle, know this. Here's the lie, right? This is the lie. I'm defective. Okay, that's a lie. Or I'm thinking something nobody's ever thought. That's another lie. We're all humans.
Hey, Tony,
and you're
I don't want you to hang
hurt.
up yet. I want to say one more thing.
No, you're allowed to hurt, man. You are allowed to hurt. I honor, if you're in mental pain, I honor your pain. I just want to say that.
Hey, Tony, last thing, I promise. I was watching your YouTube the other day.
Yeah.
And I saw on the screen that you had all your sponsors kind of like up there, you know, in a pattern or whatever.
Yep.
And, you know, in sales, we call that getting logos, right? Yep. Getting clients, getting logos. Dude, it's really incredible. I say this too much, probably. You know, I remember having to stand on top of my house with a box of aluminum foil to be able to hear your show.
Yeah.
And it's really incredible what you have made. And this really is something that you have made. This would not have existed. Sure, yeah, you could have gone with like a bigger station or something like that, but at what cost to your creative freedom, at what cost to your mental health? Like, what you have is what you have created. You have created this whole thing, and you always surround yourself with like the top guys, you know, the Matts, the Bryans, Alex, all those guys. You've always had the top guys around you, and you have this thing where you've made it yourself. You went out and hustled. You got the logos. I mean, dude, you have so many logos on your screen. It's unbelievable. And if any of those sponsors are listening, I just want to thank you, because you've helped one of the most creative people I have ever met earn his living and feed his family with your sponsorship. So, dude, congrats on everything you've done, and we will be connecting soon.
Love you, bro. Thanks. It's nice of you. And my prayers up for you and your hearing, because I know when you're playing music and your hearing goes, that's a pretty big deal. So, Gray, I love you. And by the way, it was great meeting I cannot wait to meet your son. It was great talking to him on the phone. But Gray is one of my musical buddies and one of my buddies and an early exhorter of my work and my life. I remember when Laura and I scrimped some money together and bought a keyboard for my brother-in-law, Walton, one Christmas like 25 years ago. Gray was working at, what would it have been back then? Music Center, music something, I don't know. But he bought us a keyboard at cost so we could get a nice gift. You know, when you're trying to doing radio all these years, you have no money. You got to figure out ways to, you know, do things. But Gray, I love you. You're my man. You have no idea. In my heart, brother. In my heart. In my heart. All right, boys. Matt, what happens today? I want the unadulterated truth from you. And how's that Kentucky game going?
Not good. Not good at all. Let's hope Missouri rallies in the second half. I think Tennessee wins. I think Tennessee wins pretty comfortably. If they're making their shots, especially Gillespie, it could get out of hand and be a pretty sizable win. But I think the Vols handle business and move on to face Vandy tomorrow.
Yeah, Stephen Pearl's going to go like this. He's going to do like our basketball team, Matt, this year, and his team. He's going to be in, and then he's going to be out. They woke up today in, and they're going to go out. And I'm not sure it's something that I want, but it's going to happen. And probably because it's something I don't want. But, Gray, I love you. Thanks for the kind words. Laura and I sit here sometimes at night, and we just wonder how we went from flat broke to having something that's working. Like, we just kind of sit here and I don't know. It's great to be blessed. But Negative, you are a clown. Brian, do I give too much oxygen to Negative over? Should I just quit looking at the YouTubers, Brian, or do you think it makes the show better? I want to ask Matt and Brian that. Matt, you first.
Well, I think this. Go ahead, Matt.
Go ahead, Matt.
You've gotten a little bit better here the last couple of days, but I think you let the YouTubers control the show and control you a little too much.
F you guys.
Okay.
The YouTubers,
the YouTubers, before there was ever a YouTube
you are a bunch of 9-to-5ers. You're a bunch of ham and eggers. That's a little Bobby Heenan there.
The show existed and thrived long before there was ever a YouTube chat box. And it would survive if the YouTube chat box just disappeared.
I love the YouTube chat because they make me laugh. They make me giggle. They piss me off. I'm now giving out. Matt likes the fact that I assess penalties now. That I figured out on there that I can assess. You know, I've kicked some people out for the day. I've banned a couple people for life, which I don't mind it's telling you. Because here's the thing. And I'm going to say this in my... Was it AMSR or ASMR, Matt? What's the initial? How do you say that?
I'm confused now. I actually had to ask my wife that the other day. I was telling her about your little weird deal you do on air because she's into that kind of stuff, and I can't remember which is which now. Whatever you say first is going to be wrong. So
I said it's my party. It's my party. And I'll cry if I want. Cry if I want to. And the YouTuber, you don't control me. Appreciate you. Have a great day. Peace. Talk to you on the post game. We love you. I don't know. If I'm listening to that show and I go right to the very end, like I'm listening to the tape, I'm like, what in the hell is wrong with this guy? And the answer is everybody. Everything. That tickles me so much. I went upstairs the other day and Laura goes, do me a favor. Quit doing that. And I said, okay, sure. But she has to understand something. I just got inspired. I had some... Gray inspired me to do something, you know. I'm sorry. I just can't help myself. My nephew Joe, who listens, he goes, Uncle Tony, he goes, I just listen to you sometimes and I'm like, what is wrong with him? And the answer, Joe, is everything. everything. Let us go. You found the Tony Basilio stream at tonybasilio.com or on your
conference play, and the SEC tournament in basketball has just doesn't matter. Unfortunately, the selection committee just doesn't value what happens in the conference tournaments for whatever reason. So why should I care? I want Nate Mint to kind of get the rust off and look good, but if Tennessee wins today, that'd be great. Probably not. I'd like to think it'd knock Auburn out of the field, but the baseball's first series, you got a team that's you just still a lot of unknowns about, and so there's always some excitement and intrigue there.
And the other question,
it's not just the SEC tournament; it's every conference tournament going on, because there's teams that could get hot that wouldn't get in, but are going to win their conference tournament potentially, like NC State, and can make a run. And that's exciting to follow from the start. The tournament really is expanded because every team plays in it if you count conference tourneys. Because they got their chance to get in it.
We have a great...
They all have their chance. And those dreams die today, tomorrow, and through the weekend.
I'll tell you one thing, Matt.
And that's so intriguing.
Brian's fired up, folks, prepared right now. He's talked himself into it, Matt, that it's intriguing.
Oh, no. Brian's fired up for these teams with losing records in conference play to... He really wants an Auburn or somebody to get hot.
I was
NC
visiting.
State. I mean,
I was visiting with Seabird